7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
He has a lot of problems.
Struggle to be top 5 in points at the end of the season.
Wow. You bleach your hair, you're a sellout. Yo, what is up, everyone? Welcome back to the Moto Aftermath Show. This is episode number 269. I'm your host, Travis. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We are going to wrap up the Philadelphia Supercross. First time since 1982. We have been in the city of brotherly love. We're here in the TLR Coatings studios. With me today is Justin. Hey.
Hey, man.
Cole's on. Well, Cole's contract's up, apparently.
Yeah, let's say, you think you see Cole even for the last 2 rounds?
I don't know. He needs to show up. I'm trying to get him on an outdoor show here, but I need to put him on the schedule so then I can schedule out the rest of my time. But
I think it's funny. Do you think he's going to show up for one outdoor show?
Dude, I'm going to get him for one.
Yeah.
One. So, anyway, like I said, we're going to wrap up Philly here. Action-packed day in the 250 class.
I mean, that 450 class had some stuff going on. Not so much what was going on out, like, in first, but I mean, I'd say from second to sixth, and then, you know, you go back to Hunter and Barsha, and I think there was more stuff going on. I think it's just everybody was kind of focused on the title situation.
Yeah. Okay, so let me ask you this here. Fire right off with a hot take here. Do you like these day races?
I love them, bro. I love them. I mean, I feel like you should probably know that about me just because I am more into outdoors.
Yes.
So I love the day races, even though I don't usually, well, now that we're getting into summer, it's different from like winter to springtime, as everybody else has much shit going on the weekends.
Yeah.
But I love it, dude, because honestly, man, I'm one of those people, even though I obviously watch other things, I hate waiting around all day.
Yeah.
I really do. I know that some people aren't about it, especially our West Coast friends are not all about it. And I can understand why.
I mean, that race was at noon for them yesterday.
Yeah, I know.
So here's my thing. Obviously, it's getting nicer out. And so it's like, with the race in the middle of the day, and I talked about this all day yesterday. Yeah, how's it going? Anyway, it's just like, you start practice at 9:30, and then all of a sudden it's like 3, and the race is on, and then the race is over, and it's 6. And it's like, okay, well, the day's done. So where when it's at night, it's like, okay, you have all morning till at least like 1 or 2 for practice to start, and then you have practice, and then you got a couple hours before the night show for your evening dinner, and then you have the night show, and it's like, okay, cool, then it's done, then it's time to go to bed, and like, yes, the day's over, but like, at least you had some time. I don't know. It's a lot better for the day races when I go to them.
I mean,
when I can get done and have dinner wherever the race is at, and then whatever. Okay.
I think there's like I said, I think there's a lot of people that have different views on it, just how you look at it, especially if you do have stuff going on. But like for me, I wish more of them were during the day because obviously, you know me, I'm a big MMA guy, so like a lot of fights obviously don't start until after 6 o'clock.
Yep.
So like it's good for me to be able. It's cool to watch the race. And then I can go straight into watching the fight. So, like, if I don't have anything going on a Saturday, I'm like, all right, cool. I have my Saturday plan, good to go.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, the race takes precedent. So, if the fights are on, I don't watch the fights till the next day, which is fine. I guess it all depends on if you have shit going on. I can really understand why the West Coast people don't like it if it's an East Coast race. Obviously, we're not, but I don't know, man. I mean, I like it. It's good. Obviously, they've tried this in the past. And I don't think it's ever going to be a full-time thing.
No.
Even on the East Coast.
No.
So I don't know. They're good to have. I will say this though, and it is funny because years ago I never would have said a comment like this because I didn't care. But I think it's just my perspective on things. I do think though, if you're going to have a day race, obviously you're going to it's going to be out. Like if it's going to be outside, it definitely works out better when that day race and the sun's shining.
Yeah.
From a broadcast perspective. If it's cloudy, it's not very visually appealing, which I think like nobody really gives a shit about. But if we're going to be on NBC, like you almost kind of hope, hey man, the sun's got it, because like when it's Drury, it's like, whatever.
It's whatever.
But this is what happens when you go to Philadelphia in the springtime. Like it's a catch-22.
Just in the city of brotherly love, homie.
I mean, I don't really have a problem
with
Philly.
the wheelie boys.
Yeah, well, that's a problem. I've only been to Philly a few times, and it's not bad.
It's okay. I've never been there. Be interested to go.
It's kind of like St. Louis. You stay to the
lot of history.
You stay to the inside of Philadelphia.
You stay to the inside. All right. Before we get started here, just want to thank our sponsors. So first off, our presenting sponsors, Complete Racing Solutions and 50 Grafx. Make sure to check them both out. Shoot, I did not write this down. There's a new promo for Complete Racing Solutions for this month, which I did not write down.
Ooh.
So Coach can, I'll get fined for that. But make sure to check them out. Link in the description down below. And 50 Grafx for all your custom graphics needs. Link in the description down below. As I said, we're in the TLR Coatings studios for all your custom powder coating needs. We'll have a Pro Flo Racing mini moment of the race. Gutter Worx will present our 450 race recap there. 50 Grafx presenting our 250 race recap. And Isaac Nelson Designs going to bring you Kevin Moranz here in a little bit. So, made the main. Finally getting it back on track there. So we'll talk to him about what has been a interesting season.
That's a nice way of putting it.
Not the season he wanted. So anyway, let's jump into this here. 450 race recap brought to you by our friends at Gutter Worx. Always well hung, just like Justin Barsha. I actually got to call them. I have a house project coming up.
Oh, nice.
So,
kind of like what we talked about last week.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to need their expertise on a couple of small things there. So anyway, 450s. Well, Jett did it. We win again. Amazing start in the main.
Mm-hmm.
The heat was not great.
Nope.
So the fact that he turned that around was pretty good there.
Yep.
That little tuck move under Tomac too, because Tomac went a little wide there. Was pretty good there in the main. And then, man, he just
did what he did when he gets
did what he does. Yep. Got the lead and off he went. And now he has a
12 point.
12 point. Is that what it is?
I think so. 11 or 12.
So title possibility is, we'll call it 80-20 at this point.
80-20.
Okay.
Oh, for
All
sure.
right.
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
it's going to take a lot. I mean, obviously, at this season, we've already seen in all 250, both coast and 450s, that anything can happen. But,
Yep.
you start with 2 rounds to go. It's slowly slipping away. Definitely 80-20. But once again, who knows at this point? It's kind of like what you said. Obviously not comparing the two, but it's kind of like what you said with McAdoo and RJ. Like, I almost need to see Jett go over the finish because, like, with the way the season, not to him necessarily, but just with the way this season is going, like, if like a future self came to me and told me that, like, yeah, Cooper Webb wins the title, I'd go, well, how'd that happen? And then when you explain it, I go, yeah, that's par for the course.
Right
that sounds about right.
2024?
But yeah, I mean, in all reality, like, yeah, it's going to be really hard. I still believe, though, that just with his mentality and the comments that he's made, I still believe that he's not going to do the normal thing where he's going to lay up. I think he's going to try to go win the last 2.
I think so too.
Like, which obviously makes it exciting for everybody because, we've bitched about this in the past. Like, when these guys have big leads, it frustrates the hell out of us when they're like, yep, and we all get it. Like,
Yeah.
you don't want to blow, like, it's not worth it. That $1 million bonus or whatever your contract structure is more important than winning the one race that you're going to get $50K.
Yeah, 150.
Yeah, whatever, whoever you are, whatever. But yeah, that's a good thing about Jett is that he's going to try to go lay it out on the line and win. So, like, it's going to be exciting no matter what. But yeah, it's gonna take a lot. I mean, yeah, I mean, good on him. Like, he did what he had to do. So I mean, it's what happens when he gets the lead.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're kind of at the point, and we've talked about this in the past, like Jett going 100, where he's 85-90, and it's not like this person is the first person to say it, but credit to one of our I don't know if this person is a subscriber, somebody that watches the show, but they made a comment about this a while ago. Like, Jett's 85-90% might as well be his 100 because his 85-90% is with his control.
Yeah.
Whereas if he goes 100,
That's when it gets sketchy.
Yeah, that's when it gets sketchy, which it does for everybody, but Jett's style doesn't fit for him trying to go 100%.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't think anymore it's a negative comment towards the rest of the field when we say, oh, Jett's riding at 90%, because here's the thing. When Jett tries to go more than 90%, he doesn't win. Mm-hmm. So that tells you that his 90% is with his control, and it's always going to be that way.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, say Jett's going at 90, that's fine, because if he goes any more than that, like, he ends up on the ground or he just doesn't win.
If he can figure out how to harness that 100%,
I just don't know.
2 to 3 laps.
Yeah, I just don't know if he's ever going to be able to, though, because I don't think it's
dangerous.
I don't think his
dangerous
style will ever fit that. I don't think that to go try to go that deep into the red, you have to ride a little bit more on the edge in the sense that you have to manipulate the bike a little bit more, a la an Eli Tomac, a la a James Stewart. And Jett's just never going to ride like that. Jett has more talent than most of the people he's ever going to race against. Obviously, his muscle memory is really good. He's really light on the bike. But once again, when you go that deep into the red and the bike starts getting really, really twitchy, Jett's not one of those guys that's just going to manhandle the bike. So I just don't know for him if that's ever going to be a thing. Because of that, his style doesn't really...
It's manhandling Prado's sister.
I don't really think that matters.
I'm just saying.
Cool. Like, I don't...
Oh, okay. All right, cool. Well,
care.
and we're moving on.
Yeah, I don't really give a shit.
Okay.
I'm not TMZ. I don't care.
See that? That just went off the cliff there. Okay, sweet. Yeah. All right, back to you.
So yeah, I don't think he's ever. I don't think that's ever going to fit Jett's style. I don't think he's ever going to be a guy that's going to be able to go 100 without making a lot of mistakes because he doesn't like his riding style doesn't fit that mold.
Yeah.
Whereas a guy like Eli Tomac can do that all day long because that's all Eli does. Like he just manhandles the bike the whole time. So whatever. But yeah, I mean, Jett, he knows how to manage a gap, plain and simple. Like that's just how he wins races, you know?
If he wins this, how do we look back on this season for him as a rookie?
Rough season. Like
up and down, right?
Yeah, very, very up and down, and that's fine. Like a lot of people, like his rookie year in Supercross, like he won the title. Dungey did it as well. McGrath did it.
So it's crazy that we're like, we're gonna look at it as up and down or rough, and it's like, okay, well he's at this point got the third most. How many wins does he have now? Is he 6 or 7?
7. He's only got 7.
So he could. So there's a possibility by the time we're done, he could win 9 races. The title, whatever, and we're gonna be like, "Wow, that was rough."
Well,
like,
no.
man, that standard in my mind for him is like so much higher than what it probably should be. It's Jett, so that's why it's up there. But it's crazy to think that, like, man,
I don't agree with that statement. The reason why I don't agree with that statement is because I don't think it has anything to do with Jett. I think it has everything to do with just the fact of, okay, if he does win the next 2, he wins 9 races. Okay, cool. It's because of the fact that his bad races, like the bad ones, they were very, very. They weren't great. They weren't great. So he's going to end up winning this title because obviously even some of the races where he didn't win, like obviously he was on the box, he got top 5. It's just he made some of those bad races harder for himself than it needed to be. And obviously he figured this out late in the season, like, hey, just ride within your comfort zone and going back to the 90% versus 100. At the beginning of the year, when he wasn't winning races, he was trying to ride a 100, and he was making just a lot of dumb rookie mistakes or just mistakes in general. I think that's why it's going to be rough, is because we're going to look back and go, man, some of those races that he got, I don't know what his worst finish was, but some of the races where they just weren't great by anybody's standard of a champion, we could go, man, if he'd have just dialed back a little bit, he probably could have got 3rd in that race, could have got 4th. So I don't think it's a standard of like Jett. I think we would say that with any champion. We would say the same thing with, we said it with Eli. Like there were a lot of races back in 2020 when he won his first Supercross title where he probably would have won the championship by more points had he not spazzed out half the time.
Yeah.
So I think it's more in the sense of looking at as just a champion than just Jett in general. But yeah, obviously the year's going to look at success. If he wins with 9 races and he wins the title and stuff, like that's obviously the whole entire goal. It's just, yeah, I mean, that's how me personally, I'm going to look back on it and go, man, a little rough because he made it rougher than it needed to be.
Yeah, okay. That's okay. Like I said, I'm going to look at it as like up and down because there were a couple there. I mean, you go back to the mud race at San Diego.
We still don't know if Jett's ever going to be able to figure the mud out. Like he's got a lot of time, so like that just might be how he rides in the mud for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Which, we're not going to get a lot of those mudders every year.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So all right, second place, Chase Sexton.
Man, it really looked like had he got a start, that race would have been a little bit more entertaining for a while up front.
Maybe.
God, he was coming through the pack.
You want to talk about the mechanic thing?
Oh, Brandon? Yeah, bummer for Zim. Real bummed on the whole Zim thing, getting bounced.
Do we know for sure that
There was a lot.
Out?
He wasn't there.
They made it pretty blatantly obvious that he had a new mechanic.
He wasn't there. From all the things that I heard and even read to that point, he was not at Philly. Now, if I'm getting that wrong and he was there, I apologize, but everything I heard and even everything I read, he was not at Philly.
Look, man,
which is bullshit because Brandon is a damn good mechanic. He's been doing this shit for a long time.
Hey, did you go back last week when Chase crashed and watch when they had the camera on him when he was yelling at him?
I haven't gone back, but I haven't gone back and watched that race. I watched the one time, but obviously I did notice that right away that he was like yelling at Brandon. You know, so I mean, there was a whole controversy. Somebody actually posted the picture. I mean, I'm sure you've seen it of the cracked throttle housing.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, no, it's out there. Like the cracked throttle housing, like it's literally like there's a fucking hole right like that big. So someone came up and smacked it. I think at the time, obviously adrenaline's going, heart rate's up, you're pissed off. I don't really know if Chase knew what had happened. So I think that he probably just thought, and I'm not speaking for him, this is just me guesstimating, that he thought the throttle stuck and he probably was just taking it out on someone, which, looking back, you know, in the heat of the moment, but there's no excuse for that. Don't be fucking yelling at your mechanic.
Have you seen the video from behind the starting gate for that, though?
No.
So there's a video of somebody got behind the starting gate when he does that. For the throttle being stuck, now when the throttle's stuck, the bike would be wide open, right?
Yeah.
There's no noise to it.
Yeah.
So...
Which is why, once again, like, I don't think it had nothing to do with throttle stick, and a rock came up and cracked the throttle housing.
Yeah, but then what happened there?
I think that a rock got inside the actual housing and binded the throttle tube up. Not in the sense of like this, like it bounded up. So like say like putting rock. Yeah. Once again, don't know this for certain, but this is just me putting my mechanic braid on, from seeing the videos that I saw or the picture that I saw. I guarantee rock got in the throttle housing and it bounded up. It'd basically be like putting rocks in your throttle tube and then pushing up it. You ever done that before?
Yeah.
Push up and you can't move it. Not the sense of it's stick because you can't. It's just going to bind. So I think that it literally just shut off. So actually, that would make more sense that if he was trying to double that, which I'm going to assume he was actually trying to double across the start, it would make sense why he didn't get the drive because he probably went to go and the throttle tube just bound. There was nothing there.
That would make more sense.
Now, once again, I'm not saying that is the case. I'm just putting my mechanic brain on, and that's what I think happened.
Look, it's ironic here because we saw this a lot up until the last couple of years with him.
Yeah.
Of just going through mechanics like water. And we've
especially
heard...
when Jade Dungy goes, like, with Jade, we know Jade knows his shit.
Which is ironic, too, that Jade left to get away from him, and then now he's back on the
AP's
team.
mechanic?
Yeah. I don't know, man.
But we know how this goes, man. Like, the mechanic is going to be the first one to blame because you're like, oh, you touched the bike.
It's the fall guy for sure.
It's a scapegoat, man.
But it's kind of like, man.
Which is a bummer for Zim, dude.
It's really one of those things, though, that it's like, man, this is a pattern with this guy. And it's like, I've heard some things behind the scenes about like him and his dad, and it's like, oh boy. Did you listen to the interview that Steve did with Kier?
No, but I had planned on it.
It's not terrible.
Yeah.
But you definitely, if you start reading between the lines on some of the answers, and then you hear this going on, and you start going, okay, so this is like a them thing type deal. Which again, everybody says Sexton's like the nicest dude or whatever,
a lot of people say
and
that,
stuff, which is fine. But those are people that don't work for him.
Well, I'm also, once again, though, that, and then who are the people that are saying that too? So it's like,
it's like
you
the
can
media people or
Yeah,
whatever.
but that's
which
what I
is
mean,
Like,
though,
okay,
like-
because he's doing media, but
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm
also going to assume, and Cole made this comment
me
because
trying to use like some discretion upon like what I say. It's just I've heard it's not a lot of fun behind the scenes with him and his dad. They're working for them. So which
I mean, a lot of these guys like.
Then my next question is like, okay, so you're already, because he's what, 24-ish or something?
24, yeah.
Okay. Man, dude, you should really apologize to that guy on the screen right now.
No, I don't think so. Not after what he did in the main.
Anyway,
fucking took out one of my guys.
But with Chase, it's like, okay, so you're pretty early in your career still, we'll say. We're just getting into the second half of your career.
Yeah.
So how many more times does this happen before it's like nobody wants to work for you? Because I'm here to tell you right now, I'm sure if I know this, the guys in the pits know this. And so at what point does somebody go, or is everybody just like, yeah, I'm not going to put my hand up to do that job because all I'm going to end up doing is getting fired in 6 months when something goes wrong. So
Look, man, we all know that money talks, and if you're a mechanic and you want it, even if you think that you might get fired.
Yes.
I also disagree. Cole made the comment, for anybody you don't know, Brandon Zimmerman. Zim is from Michigan. Cole, once this was brought up yesterday in a group text, hey, Zim, I'm here to tell you, if Zim did get canned, he's on an NDA.
Oh, yeah.
And it would be pointless to have him.
Hit him up.
Yeah,
No.
that'd be pointless. It would be like, oh, hey, man, off the record. Because Zim ain't gonna, he's gonna be on an NDA. If he did actually get canned, he's on an NDA. So you're not gonna get anything out of him. We're never gonna know the true story.
It'd be interesting to see. Michael Lindsay's on Pulp tomorrow night.
Yeah.
And Michael tends to have a whole bunch of insights about things like this. So,
man, I don't know. I really hope the full truth comes out, but we both know that with shit like this, the chances of something actually coming out where you get the full story, it's just, I don't know, man. It's so unlikely, but it's a fucked up situation. I feel bad for Zim. Zim's a damn good mechanic. He's been doing this for a long time. He was a practice mechanic before he was a full-time wrench. He knows what he's doing. So this shit had nothing to do with him. So if he is the scapegoat, I really hope that they get it figured out and he lands back on his feet, because dude, any team would be it would be good for them to have him on their team. So yeah, man, I don't know. The whole situation is messed up in my opinion.
hold on. Chef text, see if we can figure something out. All right, yeah, but that was a good ride for him.
He was rolling, man. I really think, I don't think he would have won, but I definitely think had he got a better start, he would have made it a little bit more interesting at the front.
Does he do anything outdoors?
Well,
We're getting to that time of year here.
We talked about this, man. It just really all depends on what that bike setup is. And if they go into outdoors and they stick with a similar setting that they have in Supercross, where it's all about the front end, but that back end's like a fucking pogo stick or hard as a cinder block, there's going to be a lot of tracks where it's going to fit, like a la first round Fox Raceway. Late in the day, we saw how square edge it is, very tiptoe-ish. You go to a place like High Point. There's going to be a lot of places where that bike is going to track better than his Honda did. But then the problem is you go to places like The Wick, you go to places like Redbud, you go to places like Millville, you go to places like Unadilla, and it's going to be worse than that Honda. So we've talked about this in the past, him not being able to develop a bike, or that group of people not being able to develop a bike, being using discretion. There's going to be a lot of races where I think he's going to be better off than he was last year, but then we're going to go to some other races and he's going to struggle like hell, man. So yeah, I think that he's going to do something outdoors, but it all depends on what that thing is, because we're going to, we got one guy that came back last night that rides a Honda that hopefully is going to be fully healthy for outdoors. We're going to talk about a Yamaha guy, and we're going to get into this, that apparently is in for outdoors. So
yeah, I heard about that too.
And we'll talk about that when we get to him. So I don't know, man. Like, I would really like to think, because it just, even with all the negativity that is around the Sexton camp right now, I still believe that Chase can beat anybody in the world, and that's including Jett when he's on. It's just, with all this stuff, if you take in what happened outdoors last year and then this and then stuff in the past, it's just, man, it's one of those things you look at and you go, is Chase just going to be one of those people that has just so much shit surrounding him that has nothing to do with actually riding a dirt bike, that he's just never going to reach his full potential, which is a bummer, because Chase is one of the most talented dudes in the world, and one of the most talented dudes I think I've ever seen ride a dirt bike. Like, when I watch him, I just go, man, like, I mean, we saw it last year. There was times where you're like, how the fuck is he going that fast? So I don't know. It's just a bummer, but I think it just really depends on which way they go with that bike setting. If they, stick to the ways of the way they were at a Honda and they just want to go right down the middle and this is what we're going to do and we're going to tweak it, then yeah, he's going to go to rounds and he's going to be better than I think he was last year. And then he's going to go to rounds and he's going to be a lot worse than he was last year. So I don't know. If that leads to him ending up on his head more, it's definitely a possibility, dude. So I hope so.
We'll see. All right, Jason Anderson, third. He fried Cooper Webb.
That was weird. That was a weird third place, right?
Weird third place.
I mean, even
out of nowhere. But
even when
fast.
but even after he got the heat race win, there was no part of me that was thinking, yeah, man, Ando's going to put this together for 20+1. But like, we talked about this for the last couple weeks. What's Ando going to do to finish out the year? Like, we kind of had this feeling that he's kind of already over it and already thinking to the future of Triumph, and like, I mean, good on him.
We blew him out because we said that he was throwing away the season so he could get out of his contract to ride for Triumph
Maybe.
next year.
I mean, yeah, dude, it's just, I don't know. Like, it's good. Like, parity. We want to see parity. It's annoying when it's the same dudes all the time. Like Ando obviously is a former champion. Like we know he can get wins. We know he can podium.
He's hashtag not fried.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, is it surprising to me still? Yeah, I'll honestly agree. It's a little surprising. Like I didn't think that even after winning that heat race that he would have done it for 20+1. But I'm still here to tell you, like, I truly believe that there's a possibility come outdoors that it's going to just be him just riding around.
Could
like,
be.
I mean, yeah, like what's the incentive there?
Yeah, I don't know. Cooper Webb, 4th place there.
Even after your teammate just gives it to you.
After he got fried and got a spot. Oh, the irony.
That was such a weird race for Coop.
Irony of Eli Tomac letting him by.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Because there were discussions, I'm sure you heard it the week before, about Tomac not letting him by for points.
Yeah.
And then for that to happen. And the discussions were, yeah, Eli Tomac will never do that. And then you watch that and you go, what the fuck just happened?
Well, this is also not Eli Tomac of even last year. Like, this is a new... and actually, I don't know. We'll talk about him, but that was a really weird race for Coop because you're like second place and you're like, okay, Chase is catching him. Chase is going to drop him. Jett dropped him, whatever. And Coop was, even that was a very Coop-esque track. Obviously just didn't have...
That was a very Coop track because it was in the bottom of the corner.
Yeah, stay in the bottom of the corner. But I think that as the main went on, though, and the main line, even though they were getting to the base, didn't get blown out in the sense that it was getting really bad hooks. So even though it was getting choppy and the traction was going away, the main line, which was just underneath the middle of the corner, stayed consistent all the way through. I think the fact that everybody could continue to use that line and not get super loose, I think that actually went the other way for Coop. And also,
oh boy,
the sand section. Why the fuck, dude? He was like dog paddling through the inside, and I'm sitting there going, "Why are you taking the same line every lap?" Like the line was obviously to go 2-3 into the corner and then drive out to the apex. Like, and he did it a million different times throughout the day. But the fact that he kept trying to tiptoe through the outside and just bury it and then stand the bike upright, and then he had to lean back in and transfer his weight around. I mean, dude, I think that's honestly where at the beginning of the race he lost touch with Jett, and then after he lost touch with him, it was like, oh, he's not going to catch him at all.
Yep.
So, I don't know, very weird race. It's one thing it's not obviously uncommon over the last years for Coop to get dropped by somebody who's faster than him, and then even to get passed by another guy. But for him to get passed the way he did in the last lap by Ando, like that was just a very... I don't really know what happened to that.
He got fried, bro.
I don't know.
He's fried.
I don't know what happened to him, man.
He got fried. Because Anderson's not fried, so he's frying people.
I don't know.
Fried.
I don't know what that means.
You got fried. That's all you need to know. All right. Eli Tomac gets 5th place there. You were 100% right. He's got 15 minutes in him.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I was about to say, what was I right about?
Then that hard fade just hits.
And even up to that point, like, man, after he let Coop by, like, you could tell it was like, man, he just doesn't know what to do trying to run this pace. Because, dude, I mean, that heat race, once again, awesome.
Awesome.
I'm
just
like
ripping.
Sprinting old Eli Tomac style. But yeah, man, he hits that 15 minutes and it's like, see ya.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. That was I think it just, like I said, it compounded the situation with him like laying up. Mm-hmm. And then I think just things got worse. So yeah, I mean, he's got the 15 minutes in him. It's the hard fade. That's going to happen though with his injury. But let's talk about something that really has nothing to do with his race.
Okay.
So let's talk about two things. First off, and you know what I was talking about. Apparently he's in for outdoors.
I'm hearing that they are waiting on a contract and there's just a couple things they're working out with it. But he's supposedly going to ride it.
I mean, apparently he's been riding outdoors. Because the whole thing of him going over the GPs, they've now ixnayed that. Yeah. They're going to bring up Andrea Bonacorsi from the 250 class.
I don't know who that is.
He's their third MX2 guy.
I didn't really care.
Fuck you. Well, that's out for Eli going over there.
Look, unless he beats Jeffrey Hurlings, I don't care.
Well, he's not going to beat Jeffrey Hurlings.
That's just for me to be like, ha! You guy sucks.
Whatever, man. So he's not going over the GPs.
After this, we can talk about Conor McGregor.
I hate.
We just go through the list of your guys.
Connor's not my guy.
Conor McGregor, Max Verstappen, Jeffrey Hurlings.
I mean, I'll take Max Verstappen. He wins more than anybody in the world at anything motorsports related.
We go through all of them for you. But anyway,
I'll be a Max
back
Verstappen
to Eli
guy.
Tomac riding outdoors.
Riding outdoors. Interesting to me.
I don't think it's that interesting. I think he wants to try to win a race outdoors against Jett. I think that's what it is. Do I think he does it? No.
Well, I mean, not this version of Eli.
No.
Not this. This is not even 2022 Eli. Which I find it funny that like people actually believe that this is 100% Eli. I'm like, this is not 100% Eli, guys. I'm like, you
If
can
he
go
comes back next year, maybe. If he
Yeah,
makes it
which
through.
also apparently he's making comments. Oh, this is a building year. Mm-hmm. That was interesting to me because all of us kind of thought there was a possibility he was going to do outdoors or even select rounds, and then do the SMX, and then like, oh hey, we're done. Like that's it. Calling it a career. But he's telling people, and it could be just bullshit, but Eli doesn't really speak out and say things when he doesn't mean them. Mm-hmm. Him making comments that, oh, this is a building year, that I will say is one thing that has surprised me more than anything, because I really thought this was it.
If you hear that it comes out of Tomac's mouth, there's nothing bullshit about it.
That's what I mean.
Because
he doesn't say things that he doesn't mean.
Because when he doesn't want to talk, he doesn't. Like, I'm sure you've heard the Lewis Phillips thing where Lewis asked him the question and he just stared into his soul and didn't talk for like 3 minutes.
And Eli's been like that his entire life. Like, he doesn't give things to the media, or he doesn't say things because he doesn't like to misconstrue things. Like, he's not going to say something and go back on it, because Eli is definitely one of those people that cares about his image. Mm-hmm. Obviously, we know that over his career, especially with the way John and Kathy have raised him. That did surprise me though. When they were saying that he's been talking about this is a building year, I'm like, he's coming back for 2025?
The interesting thing, and this has been brought up, and again, I'm sure they'll talk about this on Pulp on Monday night with Michael and what's his nuts there, Steve, because they both like to get into this kind of stuff too. How much is, like, where's the pay scale go for him? Because Webb has kickers. Like, Webb rode for second tier guy money this year.
Yeah.
That is going up next year.
Yeah.
So obviously there's money there. Then you've got Justin Cooper, I think is locked in for another year. But
No,
I
he
don't
should be.
remember.
If he's not, he should be.
So,
He's definitely proven his worth, right?
So you got money going there.
Well, and there's also, and we'll get to this, the 250.
Yeah,
there's a
all
250
sorts
guy
of
coming up that probably would
There's
go to
all
the
sorts of
450.
250 stuff. We could bring that up at the halftime and talk about that stuff.
But you know what I'm saying? That guy might be going up to the 450 squad.
So my thing is like, and I know the pay cut that Tomac took to go there anyway.
Yeah, it was
like
ridiculous.
I know the numbers pretty much exactly.
Yeah.
So the question is like, what does he go down to just keep riding to stay there essentially? Because he isn't going to. I don't think he'll change teams.
No, he's not going to do that late in his
somewhere
career.
different. So I don't know, man. That's it. It is super interesting. I'm happy to see it as long as he's happy to be riding. So
Yeah. My thing is I agree with all of that, because anytime we can get these guys to stick around for a little bit longer, and this is obviously not a Chad Reed thing, because even though his pace has dropped, he's still winning heat races, being on top of the board in practice certain times, up front in mains, whereas when Chad went downhill.
On top of the board in practice, you mean how it's Jett and then all the Star Yamaha guys?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, and even this weekend, it wasn't Jett. Like, Jett was third.
Yeah.
You know, so, but obviously he was on a heater, and then he made whatever. But this isn't a, this is,
that happened.
Yeah, that happened. But
You
I
seen
mean,
the conspiracy theory that Chase and Coop were tag teaming up?
Oh my
and
God.
They perfectly timed that
Yeah,
out so
sure.
that Chad had to go through them,
Sure.
which threw him off, and
Right.
then he tipped over in that corner.
Right,
Yeah,
whatever.
it's a good dude. TLR tinfoil hat over
whatever,
there.
man. So this isn't obviously a Chad thing, but I guess my big thing is like, why? Why is he coming back? Like, it doesn't make any sense
Likes
to
riding
me.
his dirt bike, bro.
And that is awesome. And I just said it. Like, I love to see Eli ride. Like, I'm at this point with him in his career that, like, anytime we get to see him ride, it's awesome. But I just don't think that Achilles tendon injury he's not going to get better. Like, he's not going to just get better. Like, his pace is done.
I just think, dude, honestly, I think he's trying to race himself into shape. I don't think it's working.
No, because once he's 31.
So if you give him a full off season, I think then maybe we start to see, maybe not old Eli Tomac, but you start to see a better version of what we've got right now.
Let's go down that thread. Let's go down that thread of thought for a second.
Here we
All
go.
right, so he's not the old Eli.
Yep.
And even 2022 Eli was not as good as 2020 Eli.
Yep.
Like, and I still think that even though he didn't win championships this year, the best we ever saw in Supercross of Eli was 2017, 2018. 2017 being the most obvious one.
Yeah.
Like, that was probably the fastest we've ever seen Eli ride on a Supercross track.
Yep.
So, okay. So he doesn't get back to old Eli, but he's better. Question to you then. What does that Eli look like, though?
Yeah, maybe another win or two, and then more consistently on the box than what he is right now.
So, but that's where, like, I wonder what is the difference, because this is not 2022 Eli. And 2022 Eli, even though he's going to win that title no problem before his Achilles blew, was still not as good as 2020 Eli. So where's in between? Because 2022 Eli, even though Jett wasn't there, but we've obviously seen that Jett is not, he's beatable in Supercross. Mm-hmm. Where does Eli stack up? Because last year Eli won how many races? And he wasn't as good as he was the year before. He won 8, I think.
Yeah.
So, like, you say 1 or 2, but last year Eli had everyone fucking covered. Not speed-wise overall. Chase was faster, but it didn't matter because Eli won so much at the beginning. So, even if he's a notch below that, dude, I put Eli, that version, better than everybody else outside of Speed Jett. So, you say 1 or 2, and I know where that comment comes from, but I don't see 1 or 2. I see multiple I see him being like the second place guy all the way through the season.
And that could be too. I mean,
do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, do you agree with what I'm? Yeah.
But you don't see him.
No, he's never getting back to the old Eli.
I'm going to say you don't see him like consistently beating Jett, right?
No,
Okay.
because he would have to be the old Eli.
Okay, I just want to make sure we were on the same page there of like, yeah, he can be better than he is now, but it's going to be like Jett, him, everybody else.
But the thing with that though is that you look at 2022 Eli, and even though that version was not as good as years before, and he's not going to be faster than Jett, that's a guy though that I look and go, okay, his speed's better and his consistency's better, and he didn't fade. That's a guy though that I look at that guy and I go, yeah, he's going to be the guy that's going to take Jett all the way to the limit. Except he's going to be faster than this Cooper Webb. So I look and go, yeah, there's nights he's definitely could beat Jett.
Yeah.
So I look at it and go, will he beat him for a championship? That we would have to see that. But that version of Eli is better than everybody else outside of Jett Lawrence. So I go, okay, if that guy shows up, then I go, all right, cool. Like, I know we're going to have a battle every fucking weekend.
Yeah.
But I hate to say this, I don't see that happening, man. Like, too many things have happened this year for me to go, I don't see that old Eli showing up.
I don't know, man.
And what's he going to do fucking outdoors? Because we talked about this. There's certain racetracks where I go, yep, Eli could definitely hang with Jett. And then there's other ones and I go, nope.
Dude, I'll be honest, with the way the year's gone, I'm at a loss for what we're going to see outdoors here.
For Eli?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
I'm
I mean.
at a loss. I don't really know. He could easily be 4th to 8th place guy. He could very easily click into something and just be on the box every weekend. But do I think he beats Jett like on a consistent basis? No.
Because this is not the old Eli. No. Once again, this is not the old Eli. So yeah, I know. And I stand by this.
I don't even know if old Eli would beat Jett consistently. Was he fat? But
I don't know
Jett
about that,
has
man.
so much room to work, man, and everything. I mean, look, you
don't think 2015 Eli could beat Jett? 2015 Eli was faster than this Jett.
That would be, yeah. I mean, that would be that'd be cool to
2017,
see.
2018.
It would be cool to see. I think they trade back and forth, but I don't think he just dominates.
But I think he would beat him for the. I think if 2015 Eli would have stayed healthy,
that's the guy that would be closest to Jett Lawrence currently.
I think that guy would beat Jett for a title because he was faster than him. Yeah. Because Jett would not be able to. I still talk about this, and this is all hypothetical.
Jett was really fucking good outdoors. Like
he never beat anybody by 1:30.
He's good in Supercross, but he's really fucking good. I mean, outdoors.
Well, so was Eli though.
Outdoors, there was just never a question last year. Man, was he gonna get this? I mean, after we got past.
Yeah, but Eli's better outdoors too.
After we got past the 4th, 5th round, then it was kind of just like. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Wherever he starts, he's just coming through.
I don't think there's any
front.
I don't think there's any disputing that. I just look at Eli, and Eli's better outdoors too, though.
Yeah,
the old beast mode Eli, that guy, I am confident would. Yes, they would trade wins, and Eli wouldn't go undefeated. But the old version of Eli, the true beast mode Eli, because even 2022 Eli was good, but he wasn't as good in years past. That guy was faster than Jett Lawrence. Now, obviously, Jett. His bad races were better than Eli's bad races, but the difference is that I would know that if those two stayed on 2 wheels for an entire race, my money would always be on that Eli Tomac. Because I always talk about this, and this is the hypothetical stuff. I always look back on certain years for certain guys, and you look at the pantheon. If you had a hypothetical race, like you took the best of that guy's career and you put them all on the line together, who would be the best? Mm-hmm. And you look at certain Jett Lords, will it be last year? Will it be better? Like, will years going forward? 2015 Eli, there's 2005 Ricky Carmichael, 2006 James Stewart, 2013 Ryan Villapoto, and you look at all those guys, and I go, yeah, man, 2015 Eli was. I mean, you say what you want about Ryan Dungey, put a 1:30 on Ryan Dungey. That's fucking impressive.
Yeah.
So I don't know. My whole takeaway from all this is I just look at it and I go, I don't understand why he's coming back because he has nothing to prove everybody. Everybody says,
He just
he
likes
wants to
riding
be
his dirt bike,
and
man.
that's good because if I hope he's coming back just to prove a point to beat Jett, that's pointless because he's not his old self. Mm-hmm. So what is the point? Okay, cool. You beat Jett once or you beat Jett twice in Supercross, and then maybe you give him a run for money more consistently outdoors. But here's the thing: you're not your old self. So you're not at 100% to challenge him for a title. Mm-hmm. So
Yeah.
I don't see the point in it.
I don't know, man. We'll see here. It's going to be interesting. I was excited to actually hear, like, yeah, this is probably going to be a thing. So, all right. Barsha 6th.
That was interesting. Him and Hunter, a little back and
A
forth.
little back and forth there.
That was some good race IQ, though, by Barsha, man.
Yeah.
Going after the finish, going to the outside, not following to the middle, and he just tucked underneath, and he straightened out early.
Yep.
Got the drive, got around him, and then he just kind of went away from him.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yep. And then Hunter got 7th.
Hunter's building, man.
That was good. Yeah, he's building. Be interesting to see him outdoors here, too.
I think he's going to be good. I think that him and Jay Cooper are going to have some epic battles.
Epic battles. Stu, 8th place.
Whatever.
Okay.
Craig's
riding.
Yeah, whatever. Look, man, if Husky doesn't care, I don't care.
Husky doesn't give a shit.
I don't give a shit.
Your boy Dylan comes back. Gets 9th.
I didn't, even though we knew about this a while ago, I didn't really realize, man, that like that lung infection was
Yeah,
that
that's
bad.
weird. He had a bunch of shit that was wrong with him.
I was a little surprised because I had heard that he wasn't going to come back for Supercross, and then other people had even said it too. If I was him, man, I understand wanting to finish out Supercross, but I was really hoping that he wasn't, and he was just going to focus strictly on outdoors because because not knowing what's going to happen with Chase and Eli.
You mean like a whole bunch of other guys?
Yeah. Dylan is the one guy that I go, if he can harness 2021, he's going to give Jett problems. But if you're going to go in and you're going to tell me that he's going to be behind the A ball, I'm like, okay, cool. This is just fucking awesome.
Yeah. Justin Cooper, 10th.
Had to go through the LCQ, man. That was a rough one, but I mean, he's just solid. Like, I don't know. He's just good.
What does Cole say? Cheese pizza.
Cheese pizza.
Just cheese pizza.
Just right in the middle.
Just right in the middle. Dino, 11th.
Just kind of
every fucking week.
Yeah, that's where he's at. That is where Dino's at.
Hold on. I want to just look at this here. His results for this year.
Like 10, 11, 12,
hold
11.
on, you ready? 11th in Philadelphia, 11th in Nashville, Daytona 20th, 13th in Arlington, 16th. Oh, this isn't quite the same as what I thought it was. I thought he was more towards 11th the entire time, but he actually went A1 16, San Fran 16, San Diego 10, Detroit 17th, Glendale 16th, Arlington 13th. So never mind. I thought he was more, man, I feel like he was more 10, 11 more times. Anyway.
I do wonder what he's going to do because obviously none of us have any idea and they don't even know what's going on with World Supercross.
I heard there's a schedule.
Yeah, whatever.
The teams have a schedule.
Yeah, we know
that was what I heard.
We know nobody.
That was what I heard this week is the teams had a schedule.
We know nobody's going to show up to it. Outside of Australian Supercross, man.
I don't know. That's
because he's made it fully clear, like he's pretty much done after this year.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He's just going to ride select stuff, but outside of that, he's just going to ride for fun.
Yep.
So like, I mean, Australian Supercross, go win that title again, but then it's like, what are you going to do? You're just going to kind of hang out for the summer? But I mean, whatever.
I don't know. Benny, 12. Okay.
I mean,
Benny.
Beta. Still really weird that team's not going outdoors.
Yep.
You would think wanting to try to build your team, you would ride the whole year, but no, whatever.
I don't even know how that whole situation works there.
I don't think they know how that whole situation
Probably
works.
not. Colt Nichols, 13th.
Is right where the beta team's at.
Beta.
Kind of like some beats and you eat-a.
Colt is very disappointed with that bike.
He should be, but
what else are you going to do?
And he's also never going to be 100% ever again. On a dirt bike, at least.
He has to stay riding because as these other teams come in, AKA Triumph, and what's it called? There's going to be more spots to open up here.
I could see him being a good test guy for Triumph.
Not only that, guy's retiring, so there'll be some options, but he's got to
I definitely think though
stay in the rotation here.
I definitely think though that moving forward, not so much for his racing career. Obviously, he still can go out and make mains, no problem, whatever. I hate saying this because I really like Colt. I think he's going to have to come to grips with he's going to be getting paid from factory teams moving forward to be a test guy and not be a racer. Kind of like a la Brock Tickle situation.
I don't know, man. He's 13th. Like he's top 15 dude.
If you're on a factory team, you got to be threatening for top 10 at some point. Colt is not threatened for a top 10.
But, bro, we're talking there's factory guys all the way back to 15th.
It doesn't matter. When you're at the back of the pack of the factory squad and you're a former 250 champion,
He's on beta.
it doesn't matter. Benny got a top 10.
I think it's okay.
Benny got a top 10.
Benny's a freaking...
Who's faster, Benny or Colt? Come on.
Apparently
now.
Benny right now.
That's my point. Benny got a top 10. Colt has no excuses.
Colt's got a 250 title.
That's even makes my point even more.
We've seen how long this will carry you. Look, man, I don't know. This is me trying to make our sport not quite as ridiculous as it is, which is if you don't win, you fucking suck.
No, I don't think so either.
Give your bike away to someone else who might win.
I'm just saying I think that he has to look forward to the future of he's probably going to be getting paid to be a test guy than be a racer.
He's going to be on a factory team for a long time.
Yeah, you can be on a factory team as a test guy.
No, I think he's going to be riding for a factory team for a long time.
I got to disagree with that.
Dude, you got
all these 250 kids coming in. Who's he going to get?
Kenny's leaving. Eli's going to leave, obviously. Webb's getting towards
So Tom's going to move up. Fortner's going to move up. RJ's going to move up. Smitty's going to move up. Thrasher's going to move up. All these 250
hold on.
kids.
Keep rolling down that list. What?
What do you mean keep rolling down the list?
No. Go back. Tell me the list again.
Okay. So Vial's going to move up.
Okay.
McAdoo's going to move up. Fortner's going to move up. Seth's going to move up. Then you're going to have Smitty. You're going to have Thrasher. You're going to have RJ.
None of McAdoo, Smith, they won't move up unless they win a title and they have to. They're career 250 guys.
Ah, man, I don't know about that.
No, there's no chance. There's zero chance. Well, you can move up and ride the 450 class and then go, oh shit, like I can't do. I'm gonna be a 15th place dude like Colt Nichols.
If all these factory guys are leaving, we all know there's a bunch of guys. They might not be 15th. You start losing whenever Eli decides to go. Coop goes. Kenny goes. Dino goes. Ando goes. Mookie goes. Like a lot of these guys we know are retiring. AC is going to be gone. I'm saying.
But then Colt's still going to be relevant at that point.
I'm not saying he's not relevant. I just don't see him getting paid in the near future to be a racer. Like he hasn't done anything in 2 years. And I'm a Colt. I like Colt Nichols.
He was hurt last year.
Do you and me both know these teams don't give a fuck about that?
I guess. I don't know, man. I think there's way more value there, and I think when by the time you add, because I've heard Triumph's going to do 3 450 guys.
I mean, that wouldn't surprise me.
So by the time you had 3 450s for Triumph and you had 2 for Ducati, I mean, you're talking 5 more spots on top of what's here already.
Yeah.
I mean,
I hope you're right, man, but I just don't see it.
That's going to be all of a sudden you're going to have quite literally 20 factory dudes, and that's if Star doesn't add 3 or 4 more 450 guys.
I think if the new regime takes over, I think they're going to start cutting back.
You know, we keep talking about that, but until that fucking happens like...
Look, bro, I hope you're right. I like Colt Nichols. I just don't see it. I wish I was as optimistic as you are, but I think the writing's on the wall that his career is a racer, and that's fine, dude. You get paid to still ride a dirt bike. You get paid to test for these guys. We know he knows what he's talking about.
Oh, Jesus.
Is that Kevin?
No. It's Numbnuts.
I don't know what Numbnuts is.
Put your headphones on.
I don't know. Is it Cole?
Yes. Welcome to the Moto Aftermath Show.
Oh, am I live?
We're live, bro.
Boo.
Oh. What are you guys doing?
Oh, my God.
We're talking about...
Are we going to talk like we're 14-year-old girls?
We're talking about Colt Nichols, man. That's what we're doing.
Yeah. Hey, so...
Well, I didn't know how far down the list you were.
We're all the way to 13th with Colt Nichols, and we're currently having an argument. Is Colt Nichols going to be on a factory bike...
As a racer
for the next 5+ years or what?
Because I believe he's going to transition into a role as a tester like a la Brock Tickle.
Yeah, I kind of think so too. I don't know.
See?
It depends on where Beta goes, if he's going to stay with Beta or what, but I definitely think he could be a guy that does something like that for sure.
I think he's off Beta after his contract. His contract's up next year. But have you heard? I think I heard this. Triumph's going to do 3 450 guys.
No, I don't know. You would know more than me.
Well, they're going to sign Roman Fevre to the GP team, so
yeah.
So I try to wrap my head around where Triumph is getting their money, because I don't feel like they're that big of a motorcycle brand. Maybe I'm completely wrong, but
the GP team, Monster Energy, has a lot to do with that. I don't know about over here.
Over here, they're getting money directly from Triumph, and apparently Triumph has more money than we know. So,
yeah, I guess I would have to do a little more checking on the Triumph business background, but without any title sponsors on that bike and a full factory deal, and they're literally just like high-end like cruiser motorcycles, I just can't really wrap my head around it.
Bro, there is a lot of dudes out there that just want to ride a cafe racer.
I still don't understand why Monster has not transitioned over here. It's like, dude, you're putting all this money into the GP team, and I understand that like the Monster Energy, brand over the GPs is just as big as over here, and obviously it is a, the brand, whatever. I don't get it. Like, why would you help out the GP squad, but you're not helping out the American side? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, but I think that's probably something to do with two different budgets. So, like
for
Kawasaki,
sure.
there's Kawasaki Japan, and then there's Kawasaki Motors USA. There's probably Monster Energy USA, and then there's Monster Energy Europe or whatever, and it's out of two different budgets.
We just know Monster has a lot of money, so it just surprises me, I guess.
Yeah. I see what you mean, but I would imagine they set their budgets at a certain time and just leave it.
Still weird.
But if they come next year to Triumph, I wouldn't be surprised at all in the States here.
Hopefully.
But
We'll see. AC 14th. Talked about that.
hey, wild card. RM Fantasy SMX, your boy got it.
Oh my god.
Shane Sins 15th. Ty Masterpool 16th.
Surprised he even made the main.
Cade Clayson 17th. Jerry Robin 18th.
Surprised he even made the main.
Harlan 19th. Kevin Moranz coming up soon 20th. Anthony Bourdon 21st. Devin Simonson 22nd.
You got Kev on tonight?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So he made a main, now he's back.
Kev was stoked to come on. So yes.
Why hasn't he been stoked to come on the last?
What's he going to talk about?
Because I haven't asked him to come on the last several
probably
weeks.
has nothing to talk about either.
Like I said, between being hurt and not making mains, I wasn't pressing anything there because it was kind of like, okay, dude, you just do your thing, and when you start getting in the show again, then we'll start talking because I don't need John here being a Debbie Downer.
Well, while we're talking about Kev too, I think I don't know if he really announced it publicly or not. I haven't really been following as close as I should be, but I did see a post today where he mentioned that new KTM chassis has been an issue for him.
Well, we'll find out. I'm going to ask
which
questions.
we kind of talk about.
Yeah, apparently he went back to his stock shit.
Right after I get through asking him if he hit that quad yesterday, then we're going to how's that bike?
Oh, more quad talk. Love to hear it.
All the quad talk.
Quad talk, not the four-wheel kind.
Any hot takes on the top four there?
I mean, we kind of just ran through Chase's issues and the whole fiasco that is that.
Yeah, pretty weird deal in my opinion. I think it's it just more things to bitch about in the sport. Like, where's the transparency? Where's Zimmerman at? Is he off for the weekend? Did they?
He wasn't there. He wasn't there.
Did they can him?
Well, Travis and me,
I fired off a text. We'll see.
And Travis and me talked about this, and even though normally I would agree with your comment about having Zim on, because obviously he's a Michigan dude, but let's be real, Cole, if he did get canned, which I hope he didn't, but we probably all know he did, he's definitely going to be on an NDA.
You think so? I
think so. I mean, I don't know, but I would assume so. If he did get bounced, which everything I heard and even read, he wasn't there, he probably got fucked in this whole situation, which is a real bummer because Zim's a really good mechanic.
But go ahead.
That doesn't make any sense to me because, like, Sexton took him from Honda, like, made it a thing to move them. I seen something from Kier, Chase's dad, on Facebook or something and it was like a picture when they first got on KTM, and I commented, I was like, cool to see Zim with you. And he commented back on Facebook and was like, yeah, Zim is like family.
Yeah, well.
So to me, that's a little weird. I don't know what's going on there. The throttle body thing, I think that's complete bullshit.
What do you mean?
I don't think a rock hit a throttle body.
Okay. What do you think happened?
I think there was something different. I don't know. You watch that side view, and the bike isn't on a rev limiter until he cases it.
Yep.
I don't know. This is more of a mechanical question. Maybe Justin can help me out, but if a rock hits the throttle body, is it going to hang right away, or is it going to hang at a different time?
So, and I said this to Travis, and once again, I'm not saying this is for sure. I saw a picture of the throttle housing, but once again, we all know how this shit is. We don't ever know the actual truth behind it. But from the picture that I saw, it looked like a rock came up and cracked the back half of the throttle housing, and I was telling this to Travis. I don't think what happened from the picture that I saw, once again, I told this to everybody, I'm putting on mechanic brain, I don't know this for certain, But from the looks of what I saw, a rock hit the throttle housing, but instead of going in there and sticking it, it actually bounded up, so there would be no play. So think of taking little rocks and putting it in your throttle tube and then putting it all the way up against the bar end. You know how sometimes you get that grindy, like Scotch Brites?
Yeah.
That's what I think happened. But once again, we're never going to know. I'm not saying that did or didn't happen, so people don't bitch at me. I'm just going that from what I had seen, that was the case. And that's what I think that happened. But we don't really know if that's what happened.
Yeah, we'll never know.
We'll never know. Like, nobody's going to ever say that, somebody could have said, oh, it's electrical. Because it's always electrical.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Either way, it's a shitty deal.
Yeah. How about title talk? So you guys on board with me as far as it's kind of over, even though it's not over. Like, we never know what's going to happen. Obviously, the Tomac situation last year, but
80-20.
that wasn't a good look for Coop, man.
80-20. I also made the comment, though, with the way this season has gone on every level, 450s in both 250 coasts. If a future person came and told me, like, yeah, Coop won the title, I'd be like, oh, how? And if they explained it, I'd be like, yeah, that's par for the course. But outside of anything stupid happening, yeah, I mean, Jett's, it's 80-20. Like, it's going to take an act of God at this point. So, but who knows? Like, this fucking year's been crazy. Jett could throw a chain on the last fucking race.
Yeah.
Likelihood, not at all, but, whatever.
Yeah, Jett was fucking... I don't know, man. His whole demeanor is just fucking all business.
Yeah,
hardcore
it's good,
business.
though.
Yeah, it is right now. He's locked in to win this title for sure here. So
Yeah, there ain't no fun. There ain't no jokes on the podium. There ain't no smiling. It's like, it's almost kind of, I hate my life already, but...
That was something that Travis and me did mention last week, and I really hope that it doesn't get to that point. If this is going to become what we all see with the greats in this business, where it starts to get to the point that now it is serious because the stress of winning a title and living up to expectation. We know that stops people in their track no matter how good you are. I mean, it stopped RV, it stopped Ricky, it stopped Stu. Dunge went a little bit longer, Ricky went a little bit longer, but like we all keep talking about who's going to beat Jett, and obviously a lot of the Jett people say, well, only Jett's going to beat Jett. I'm here to tell you, if he gets burned out because there is so much pressure to win and be this great, that's going to do it. Like that'll be your one thing that stops Jett Lawrence in his track from being as great as he possibly could be, that he gets burned out. And we know that whatever word you want to use for it, that is undefeated in our industry, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Which I hope it doesn't. But man, you guys are right. Like, he's been really locked in. And that definitely shows that he really wants to win this title. And I just really hope that the pressures of living up to be great do not burn him the hell out, because that would be that would rob us of a lot of spectacular moments moving forward with somebody of his caliber.
Yeah, 100%. No, I agree. Other than that, man, I didn't really see anything too crazy in that 450 main. Kind of more of a start cross thing.
Yeah.
Again, Tomac, I think, got an arm pump again.
15 minutes, bro.
15 minutes.
15 minutes, bro.
Justin is spot on with this. He's got like 15 minutes in him, and that's it.
And I think there's a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel, because you can kind of see his demeanor. He was stoked after leading 10 minutes of that main last weekend.
But he's in for outdoors, and he's talking about next year already.
Yeah, we talked about that too. Real weird.
He must really believe that he can give that kid a run.
Well, we talked about this too. Like, he's never getting back to old Eli. So Travis seems to believe that, like, if he has, and I don't disagree with this comment, that if he has a full off season, a la after outdoors, to build him back into shape, but he's never getting back to old Eli. Even 2022, with about to win that title, was still not the old Eli. Okay, where's he going to be? And then I made the comment that if you're going to tell me that, like, even a little bit of 2022 Eli shows up this year, oh, he's definitely, like, he may not beat Jett for the title, but he's going to beat him, and he's got everybody else covered.
Yeah.
So it's where's he going to be?
Well, right now, Webb's got everybody covered. I mean, take Jett out of the equation, and he would have wrapped up the title this weekend.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And this is like the best version of Webb that I think I've ever seen.
Do we think Chase gets Eli in points, though? Because he reeled it back into, 5 points? I think he's 5 points down of Eli for third.
Oh, that I'm not sure. You're talking Chase and Eli?
Yeah, Chase and Eli. Do you think he does, Travis?
Oof.
I think he's 5 points down. I think it's 33 and
It's
37.
pretty possible. The way he's riding right now, it's pretty possible.
I mean, that'd be something to.
Unless his throttle tube sticks
Well, we know he's all about the money.
Yeah, and yeah. Let's see if he goes through another mechanic.
again. Yeah, exactly. So, Cole, you
That's it.
you
That's
find
it.
me a-
I mean,
you find me a
it's
demo
hit the
bike
halftime
yet?
report.
I don't think I heard you.
Did you find me a demo bike yet?
There's a Ninja 500 on the way.
What?
Like a Ninja 500 demo bike?
Yeah.
Sweet. Can I ride wheelies on it?
We can see if the Ninja 500 wheelies.
Oh, it'll wheelie.
I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use a YouTube title. I'm gonna film a video. Will the Ninja 500 stunt?
Yes,
Question?
it will. Yes, it will. I've seen it a lot. It's awesome. All right, bring it over. We'll do it.
The 500 just came out. Like they just landed in dealers like 3 months ago.
No,
Not even.
no. They used to have them too. They used to have the 250s and the 500s back in the day also, but they were not rockets or whatever.
I mean, wheelies don't fucking matter. It's all about balance point.
Yeah. But hey, so no 2022 250Fs anywhere
2022s.
or 23s maybe.
I don't.
When do the 25s show up?
We get to see that stuff in 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Okay.
I'll be out of town.
All right, so
So-
cool. So I need 2023. We got a 23.
Somebody posted a picture of supposedly the 2025s, and I would have to find the picture and then show it to you, Cole.
Does it look like a Cybertruck?
No.
Okay.
Somebody supposedly.
2025 what? KX 450?
Yeah. And
It's literally going to be what we saw this year.
this is gonna be the same bike. Oh yeah, that's right, because they changed up the. Okay, yeah.
This is the first year of it. You know how Japanese are. They
Yeah,
come out
that's
with a new
true.
Model and they have it for 3 years.
I didn't even think about that. Yep, you're right. It's kind of like the same situation with Honda. Like the factory squad over in the Europe is running the 2025s right now.
Yeah, no, I would imagine we will see the 250F on that new platform, like we usually do as well. 250 always comes a year later.
Yeah.
So about that 23 demo
Oh, my
bike.
God.
Fat rebates out right now. Get to your local dealer and check them out.
Nice
Okay.
plug.
All right. Well, I did sell a bike this week, so
Oh, you did?
Did you?
450's
Oh,
gone.
you sold the 450, huh? Oh, nice. Made a little
People
money.
are buying bikes right now.
Huh?
Well, I'm sitting in the garage right now. I'm looking at a 2006
Oh boy.
KTM 250 EXC with Enduro Engineering bump sticks, Enduro Engineering fucking bark busters. This thing's probably got a max of maybe 10 original hours on it, if that. Make me an offer.
No, I'm in the process of trying to buy some mid 90s 125s
With the 450 money?
with the 450 money.
Oh, nice. I was wondering where all that talk was.
That's well, the kid was coming to buy it yesterday.
Did you get a decent deal on it?
Yeah,
Well,
I'll tell
how
you
far
about
did
it later.
you go
What?
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 How far did you have to go down from your asking price?
$200.
Oh,
Really?
nice.
Wow.
You want to hear the best part?
What?
The YouTube video series gained me $500 on that.
No shit.
Kid you not.
That the kid watched the YouTube series. Is that how he found the bike?
Yep. He
That's
he
funny.
made me an offer that was below asking, but I was still comfortable with before he even came to look at it. I told him, okay, no problem. I sent him the link to the series when we were talking because he had a bunch of questions. And I said, well, if you got any more, like, here's the video series. Watch it. He watched it. I got a text the next morning that was $500 more than the original offer because he watched the video series and said, yep, that looks like it's well worth that much.
That's fucking hilarious and awesome in the same sense.
So I sold that bike for $200 more than I paid for it originally. So the only money I have out of pocket to own that thing for, I figure I've had it since 2019. So for 5 years is what we put into it doing the rebuild.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah,
that's
you
pretty
did
cool.
well. You did well.
So
That's pretty cool. I just think it's great that the fact that the reason why I bought the bike was because of the YouTube series.
Well, he was going to buy it before.
Well, I mean, like, that put him over the edge.
But
Yeah,
But that solidified it, which is cool.
I mean, he showed up. He didn't even start it or anything. Like, he
When you-
watched that series and was just like, all right, cool, man.
When I hear stuff like that, I'm like, okay, that definitely did its job.
He's
Like
like,
that's
hell yeah, that stub guy, he's a hell of a mechanic.
shut the fuck up, Cole. Oh my god.
Sold.
So yeah,
Anyways.
so from now on, we will be building every single bike in a YouTube series.
Yeah, apparently
Yeah,
because now it works.
Custom built, it's sold.
Because we need that street cred.
Because
to be
now
able
there's
to-
precedent, so
to
it's
be
like,
able-
ah,
dude,
shit.
If I don't send those video series out and it doesn't make me more money, I'm gonna be like, what the fuck happened? So
That's funny. That's pretty cool though.
But so that's gone. So now, like I said, I've been looking. I really want to get. I've wanted a 125 for a while. I don't want any more bikes to keep right this second. I'm out on that. But I will buy it, build it, make it look cool, ride it a couple times, and then be like, all right, it's for sale.
yeah, man, like I said,
Please come get it.
If you can find like a 95, between a 95 and a 99.
Man, there was a couple KXs I found that I was really hot on earlier this week, but they sold. I didn't want to make offers or make plans to try to see them before I actually got money in my hand. But now the money's in my hand, so now I'm like, okay, sweet. Let's see what we can make happen here. So at some point here, we'll do that. So yeah, I'd love to get a mid 90s and do a Spitfire.
Oh yeah, do like a
KX
96.
125. Yep. Something like that. So
Do a Ricky Carmichael one from 97.
yeah,
Or even a
we go.
Mikel Pichon from 96.
there we go. Really do it.
Make him
As
go.
long as it's green.
All right, that was weird.
All right. Well, Cole, thanks for calling in, man. We got to let you go. We got Kev coming up here in a few minutes. So,
Wow, that sounded really, really official. That sounded like a legit podcast.
I don't even have
wait,
I don't
hold
even
on.
have a
Hey
comment
man,
for that.
thanks for talking. We got our next guest coming up. Have a good night. We'll
Hold
talk
on.
to you later.
Hold on, I got
Presented
one-
by Visco Pistons.
I got I got one more thing.
Duval links.
Yeah, I got one more thing for you too. I've been working on this. I've been listening to some branding stuff or whatever. How do you guys feel about being semi-professional bench racers?
That's a thing.
I'm making it a thing.
Oh, sure.
A semi-professional bench racer.
Yeah, this podcast is we're the most semi-professional bench racers out there.
Sure. We're going to get a t-shirt?
Yeah.
Because that's like our thing now is we just make t-shirts out of everything we come up with.
Yeah.
All right. Sure.
Yeah.
Are they selling though?
I haven't made the fucking shirt yet. Have I sent you?
No,
have
any of the other ones been selling.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't been on t-shirt website. I should go on there and see. I'm not sure.
DRM?
VRM.
I don't
Is
know.
that selling? I'm looking for royalties.
I know we
Oh
sold.
my
I
God.
know we sold one. So
Team
so I'll make
VRM.
sure
I
to-
know.
I'll make sure to send you your 50 cents.
That's 50 cents more than I had yesterday.
So okay, so
Is it?
so no comment on the
I think I'm all about
semi-professional
it.
bench racers.
I'm all about it.
Well, because to be professional, I feel like we need to be like Mathis or them that have really, really inside.
Yeah, when we get to go on
things.
race day live.
Yeah.
Hang out with
Because
Dan
we wear our
Hubbard.
Yeah,
Alpine
like
Star
I
jackets.
would say Jace is a professional.
Yeah.
We've got Vital MX has been killing it. They've been doing some good stuff lately.
Lewis Phillips.
Yeah, they're
Yep.
they're the professional guys, and we're the farm team down here. We're just waiting.
Yeah,
for
we're like
our call
AAA.
up.
We're like AAA.
Yeah.
Why can't we be B-class bench racers?
See, this is why I like brainstorming with people. That's a great idea.
B-class bench racers.
B-class bench racers,
But not like the fast B guys where like we can go win regionals, like the guys that like just get in through the qualifiers, even if we didn't send our money in.
Yes. So, all right, I got to text Isaac now and have a logo made up. So
Local B-class bench racers.
Exactly.
Something.
We
Yes.
don't want to give off the wrong narrative that we're like the good B guys. We're like the average B guys.
okay, local B-class bench racers. Okay, cool.
Oh, that's awesome. It's got to be in like air quotes too.
All right.
I will take my royalties on this one as well.
Shut the
Oh
fuck
my
up.
god, great, thanks. All right, man, thanks for calling.
Thanks, bud.
Are you coming in studio next week?
Or are you just done?
I think I will be actually. I don't know. I've been pretty busy the last couple weekends, but I think next weekend I'm home.
Well, man, you got like 2 more races to go, and then Travis wants you on 1 outdoors, and then you don't have to show up till next year.
Yeah, I got the schedule set for outdoors, so I need to know which one.
race did you give me?
No, you get to
no,
pick.
you get to pick.
I'm only doing 3.
Justin's only doing
Southwick, Redbud, and Crawford.
Southwick, Redbud, and Crawfordsville.
You gonna put some new people in the hot seat?
Well, we're gonna do some things. We're gonna make some things work.
So you at least got to show up to 1.
I need you for one.
Just 1.
I
just
can do
one.
that. That's no problem.
And it can't be
Like,
the ones
I
that,
can-
and it can't be the ones
can
that
do it.
I'm on.
I'll let the fans decide. I let anybody that's listening wants to comment or tweet at us or whatever. How many shows do you want? The
I would-
whole world now.
That one guy's gonna get on there and be like, all of them.
I wouldn't do that because somebody's going to be an asshole and go like, yeah, Fox Raceway, and then you're going to come back and be like, well, it's Memorial Day.
I don't know, whatever. If the people want me, I'll consider it.
All right.
Okay, bud.
Well, we'll get it figured out.
All right,
We'll
man.
see you next week, buddy.
See you,
Thank you.
buddy.
All right, see you guys.
Yeah, bye. All right. And just like that wraps up our 450 race recap, kind of. Okay, we're going to take a quick break here. We're going to come back with our halftime show, which will feature Kevin Moranz, and then we'll go into the second half of the show here with the 250 class. But I got pee. We'll be right back. All right, and we're back. Complete Racing Solutions halftime report. I'll be honest, it's about the least prepared I've been here for a halftime report ever. I don't even have good notes from this week. Usually I pick up a couple of things throughout the week through some different shows and stuff, and there just hasn't been a lot. Kenny broke his tib plateau.
Tibia plateau. Yep.
So he's out here for the rest of
Sounds
Supercross.
like he might be doing some outdoors, though.
Maybe.
And I mean, that team, honestly, with, you say make the comment, the WSX, they gave everybody a schedule, but not knowing what the teams are going to do, like, he might really, unless he's just going to sit out and do nothing all summer, like, he might just, I think he's going to show up to quite a few outdoors this summer.
Yeah.
It's a talk.
Maybe. I'm not sure. Are Chiz and McElrath going?
As far as I know.
So that team's taking
Yeah.
Chiz and McElrath.
So they're going to be outdoors.
Outdoors.
For sure, McElrath. I don't know about Chiz full season, but probably.
If the team's going, Chiz is racing.
Yeah, so.
Till he's 65. It's fine.
No shit. Probably could.
So.
I don't know, man. Like, I'm ready for outdoors, though. So ready for outdoors.
I don't know, man. I'm so concerned with my schedule here for the outdoor season of being able to watch the race, do a reaction show, that kind of stuff. I mean, I guess I'm not.
I thought you weren't going to do the reaction stuff for outdoors.
No, I'm going to do the reactions. I'm not going to do the live qualifying.
Well, yeah, I knew you weren't doing that, but I didn't even know you were. I didn't know you planned on doing the reaction stuff after the race.
Yeah, because those are doing well. Yeah. Like the lives do okay, and I think they'll do better as we move forward here. Once I'm actually like, okay, this is what we're doing. But yeah, it's really funny to look at this stuff, and we've heard for years, and I've been a proponent of it, of how like nobody gives a shit outdoors about, like, sponsors don't care, whatever. It's the weirdest thing, but and everybody talks about how
everybody says that, but
they get their sponsor dollars, for Supercross, and then they just choose to ride outdoors also,
which honestly makes no sense.
And I'm just like, I sit here now running this podcast, looking at sponsor stuff, and I'm like, I'm basically selling the Supercross numbers. I'll be interested to see, now that we're into the second year, what the SMX stuff is like. But it's like, man, when you get to outdoors, it's like those numbers always drop. We've seen that for years.
We know why.
Yeah.
And we know why. It has nothing to do with people not watching outdoors. It's just summertime.
Yeah. So we know the numbers drop and everything. And so I don't know. I'll be interested to see how it goes outdoors here this year with the momentum we're carrying so far. And thank you all for tuning in and commenting and everything. And for anybody who has, well, first off, since we're killing time here waiting for Kev, he's doing something real quick. I didn't do a qualifying show yesterday. I didn't realize when I booked a couple of meetings, including selling my bike, or one of my bikes yesterday, that it was a day race. So I booked it at a time which I thought, okay, sweet, I'll be fine because it's an East Coast race, and then it wasn't fine. So that was rough there. So we didn't do the live qualifying, and then the race reaction was late because of the race being at a weird time throughout the day. So apologies for all that. I also apologize over the last week. I haven't really been commenting back to anyone on anything there. So I appreciate all you guys commenting. I'm just super slammed at the shop right now. Like I've been working weekends. This is the first weekend in a while I haven't actually worked, and it's mostly just been because I had some things I was doing yesterday with selling the bike, a couple other family things that like didn't allow me to work yesterday, and then we had a family thing today, this morning, up until about the time here we did the show. I didn't have much time in between, so I just haven't been working because of that. But that's what's been keeping me from, I'm literally like up in the morning working, quick break for working out, which allows me to post the stuff I post, and then we're right back to working until 6 or 7 o'clock at night. And by the time I'm done with that, then I'm fried and I'm like, okay, time to go to bed, and then we'll get back to this. So but thank you. I really appreciate everybody watching. This has been a banner year. We've got massive amounts of views. We're up substantially in every single aspect. So really, really killer on that. And like I said, I'm going to continue to bring as much content as I can with the show and everything. Yeah, it's summertime. It's nice out. We want to go do things. I mean, Justin's already saying he's only in for 3 outdoor rounds.
And you guys know that I love outdoors.
He does love outdoors, so he's only in for 3 outdoor rounds. We're going to be here for all of them. And like I said, we'll do reactions. We'll do main shows. The main show might be a bit different just because of not having like a permanent in-studio co-host, essentially. So those might be a little different. They might be a little shorter, but we'll work on getting stuff to the best of our abilities, essentially. So also, I'm very, very close to pulling the trigger on doing a members area Thursday night live show. We've talked about this. It would be members only subscription thing right here on YouTube. Thursday nights at like 8 or 9 o'clock East Coast time, which would basically be, we can talk anything you want to on that. I would sit here, maybe you'll come in, whatever, and we would just go down the comments as you guys brought them in there in the members area, and we would go through every single one for like an hour there and just talk and do some Thirsty Thursdays, have a bevy, talk whatever, whether it's moto or not moto, because I can talk pretty much anything. You want to talk finances, you want to talk economics, you want to talk politics, you want to talk conspiracy theories, you want to talk home life. What else could we talk about? You want to talk diet, exercise, whatever, motocross, supercross, F1 racing, whatever. We could talk literally anything you guys want to talk. So it'd be basically an all-access thing of getting me to actually talk about stuff and get a little more in-depth than the couple sentence answers I give in the comments sometimes or whatever. So, yeah, so that's definitely about a 90% possibility that I'm going to launch that probably come Supercross season next year. Is going to be my thing, and we'll see how that goes, and then we'll go from there. All right, you got anything here? We're really waiting on Kev.
No, man, just honestly super excited for outdoors. Really am. I'm an outdoor guy. I love it. It's the grind. I love the grind. Summertime, we see who the real men are. I think outdoor season, even if you take out what Jett's going to do, I think that outdoor season, especially in the 250 class, I honestly believe, and we say this every year, and we saw it last year, 250 outdoor season this year, man, is going to be, I think it's going to be fucking wild.
Exciting.
I think this is going to be the best 250 outdoor season we've had since the 07 season with RV and Townley. And then you mix in guys like, that year with Weimer and Josh Grant and Ryan Dungey and J-Law and all these different dudes and Medi. I think the outdoor season for the 250 class is going to be, even if Jett does another runaway, I think the 250 class is going to keep everybody super engaged. A lot of storylines going into the outdoor season. Want to talk a little bit of, and I guess we could wait for one of them until we get to the 250 class because, he won the race, but silly season 2025.
No, we can get to this. This is actually good.
Okay,
I forgot.
silly season 2025
this is about the least prepared I've been. But yes, no, that's fine. So I know where you're going with it. So,
and I brought this up last week.
Yeah, so
Max Anstie
to Star next year?
I mean, it sounds like it's pretty fucking...
Sounds like a done deal to me is what I've heard. So.
Here's my question to you.
Yep. Okay, here we go.
Max, Star. He started his career over here in the States with Star Yamaha. He didn't actually start his career racing. He rode for the KTM North America team, the amateur team.
Yep.
But then he moved to Star when he went pro. Back on Star, we obviously know that Max is a super solid Supercross guy, probably a lot better even outdoors.
Mm-hmm.
He's stated on this Firepower Honda team, like he doesn't ride outdoors. The team doesn't ride outdoors, so it doesn't matter. He does WSX, Australian Supercross, whatever.
He's SX only, bro.
Yep.
Do you think he's SX only?
He's not going to be. He's not going to have that option. They're not going to sign him at Star to do just Supercross. Because first off, he's never won a Supercross title. And even
Coming
with
back to motocross.
He's going to have to ride outdoors. Here's my question to you. Put your hat on. Be Jensen Hendler for a little bit.
Tinfoil or?
No.
Oh.
Be Jensen Hendler for a second. I don't know if you want to be Jensen Hendler. You're pushing scooters around from the side of other tracks. So put your 250, your manager cap on.
Manager cap's on.
So
TLR Coatings Racing.
Jay Coop's going to be on the team next year.
Okay.
450s.
Yep.
Coop is going to be back.
Yep.
Eli, there's the sounds of we were going to be back.
Probably going to be back.
I feel like they're going to be trimming the fat with some people on that 250 squad. The only people that I know.
No, they're just going to sign more.
Well, Anstie, Deegan, sounds like Thrasher's already been re-signed.
Yeah.
Smitty, So then you go to Dax, Romano, and Styles. And Mosman.
Dax has a deal, but how long is Dax's deal?
Okay. Romano only has this year left, which I feel like if he proves himself outdoors, which he can, he's obviously a better outdoor guy. Styles, from everything I've heard, that injury, he might be done.
He's gonna be done.
He's gonna be done.
He's
Not just from the star team, like in general.
Yeah,
which I feel like he should. He's had too many injuries. And fucking Mosman's already signed a 2-year deal, so he's gonna be on a second year. Do you think they snip him?
100%.
I think they should, but the question is, will they? But that's not my question. Do you, if you're Star, knowing how good Max Anstey is on a 450 outdoors, like one of the best in the world when he's on a good bike. I mean, dude, we even saw when he came back in 2022 at Firepower Honda.
Yeah.
He was running top 5 at Redbud before he had clutch issues, and then he got a top 5 the next weekend at Southwick. Do you say, fuck it, run 250 Supercross and then put him on a 450 outdoors?
I would.
Or do you just ride 250 outdoors as well?
I would, because can you imagine if you got 4-star Yamahas in the top 5?
And here's the thing. Max might be the best out of those guys outdoors on the 450.
Yeah.
That's what you would do?
Well, he's definitely better than Cooper.
Yep.
So he's going to be at least 3. Now, Justin Cooper.
It just depends on where J. Coop goes.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
And Eli,
then
we just
Eli's
assume is
up in
going
the
to be
air.
up
We
in
don't
the
really
air.
know. So, but that's next year too. So who knows if Eli rides outdoors? So there's.
But
would
would you put Max on that 450?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because I mean, and here's the shitty thing, man. You start thinking about, and we have this conversation all the time. Some people care, some people don't. We start talking about the future of American motocross in the 450 class. If Max goes 450, you start thinking about what that looks like.
Yeah.
Jett Lawrence, Australian. Jorge Prado, Spaniard. Max Anstey, Great Britain.
Yeah, I mean,
And then you start looking at Dylan French. And then when Tom goes up to the 450, like Chase Sexton, there might be by 2026.
You're America's only hope, Chase.
We might not
fucked.
even have an American in the top 5 come 450 outdoors.
We're fucked.
Like, think about that, dude. That is a very sad thought to think that we might not even have an American run top 5 in our premier class.
Yeah.
In outdoors. That's
RJ.
Shut up. No, not a chance in hell.
Help me, Obi-Wan. You're my only hope.
Yeah, everybody's gonna be like, "What about Hayden Deegan?
Oh,
what about
God.
Hayden Deegan?"
He is coming to run that
Yeah, whatever.
American thing. Do you think he goes 450 next year?
Well, we talked about this last week.
I know.
I still don't think it happened, especially now after we'll get into the 250 class. But no, I don't. I still stand by that. So let's talk about a little bit more Star. And I made this comment in the group text.
Somebody else Star was
Star is
signing.
poaching Thibaut Benestant from over in Europe.
That was not where I was going. There's somebody
Well,
else
he's
I
poaching
heard too.
Pierce. They're poaching Pierce Brown as well.
Yes, that's what I heard.
But I've also heard Pro Circuit is poaching Pierce Brown, which would be weird.
Is it poaching?
Well, I guess it's not poaching.
If we
'cause
had
his
a draft, this would be so much easier.
Also, because his contract's up, so it's not really poaching. I guess.
Yes.
I don't see how the Pro Circuit thing happens unless somebody gets kicked from the team, which I started looking at him going, who's going to get bounced?
Fork.
We've been saying that for like 5 years.
I know.
He's not going anywhere.
It's so crazy.
Unless they do the shitty thing and they just go, Max Voland. Sorry, bud.
That's got to be it.
It's got to be you. Pierce Brown I've said this since last year. I think Pierce needs to disassociate himself from the TLD team. They brought him in. He did really well. He's done well for them in the past, but I think the relationship's getting old. It's getting soggy. I think he's one of those guys that would do well with a new team.
Cereal and milk.
Yeah, well, I don't eat cereal, but
Gross.
I think he would be good on a Pro Circuit Cowie.
He might be.
He'd be very, very good on a Pro Circuit Cowie.
Be interesting to see him move over there if he did like a Levi thing.
Yeah. But I mean, who knows, man? The kid's got a ton of talent. Maybe that's one of those like unlocks some things.
Yeah, it could be.
All I know is that Star Yamaha, once again, is going to have 9,000 guys in the 250 class.
Yeah, that was the crazy thing when I heard Pierce Brown's name thrown around for that too. Because I'm like, holy crap.
We need to start putting a cap on that, man.
Why?
Because I think it's stupid.
It's great.
No, it's not. It's not.
I mean, the thing is like, you're going to get...
When you have half the field or half the coasts on your team.
But I think it'll start to spread out a little bit more here because you're going to get... Triumph's going to add 2 more guys.
Yep.
Let's face it, because they're going to go with the East and West Coast team next
For
year.
sure.
There's no way they just continue with one coast and then the 450s. Then you're going to have Ducati comes in 26 on a 450, so by 27, they'll have 250.
And Beta's going to have a 250 at some point.
And Beta will have a 250 at some point. So, like, you're going to start to take some of these guys because there's only so many dudes, right?
Yeah.
And this is where it comes in too, where I'm like, man, we just got to be like, we're the Formula One of motocross racing. So it's like, you got to start looking at, if you're 15th through 20th, like you're still a bad fucking guy.
Yeah, what you are.
So, because eventually here, at the rate that it's growing here, that's what you're going to have, is these factory dudes like running 20th. So, I don't know, man, that's got the Pierce Brown to them is interesting.
I mean, I thought the Max thing was interesting because
Max
it come
thing's
full
real
circle, but the
interesting.
Pierce Brown thing, I was like, oh. And then when I heard Benistan, I'm like, man, like Europe is just coming over and invading. Because Benistan is another one of those French dudes that, like, we've obviously seen him with Tom. He's not Tom Vial, but he's very good. He's very technically sound.
Is Perez going to come back for outdoors?
He plans on it, but I mean, he's got a femur break. So
You
it's
see
like,
Faulkner was on a bike?
I did not see that, but I've heard that.
Faulkner's on a bike. Craig's on a bike.
Hopefully it's a 450 because he needs to get off the 250.
No.
Keeps telling everybody he's got everybody covered.
And what?
250.
Get the fuck out.
No, dude, he literally went on Swap Boto and he's like, I'm the best 250 guy.
Get the fuck out of here.
Now, that's not. Now, here we have context. He elaborated more on that, but that is like the snippet that you see that he's like, I'm the best 250 guy.
Bold move.
Bold move, Cotton. Bold
Holy
move.
shit. I mean, you were a maybe top 5 250 guy when you raced outdoors last year.
Oh, yeah, he's going to get eaten up outdoors. He's going to get if he goes and rides outdoors, which I really hope he does, and I think he needs to move away from the team and go to a 450, no matter whether that's on his own or with a satellite team, but like, yeah.
You know what? There's my Holster Co. reload rant right there. Let's just jump that. They need to put Fork on that other 450 Cowie outdoors, get that part of his contract settled here, and then go from there.
Here's the crazy thing.
Okay.
That with Prado coming over, and we know Ando's going to leave, now obviously we don't know this Hayden Deegan situation, they're going to be in a real catch-22 that if he actually went out and did well, because then we're like, fuck, now we actually have to sign this kid to the 450 deal. Because there's going to be another spot open. So
He does well, but dude, here we go. We got another McAdoo, what's it called, situation
Like-
of like until that checker flag flies and that trophy's in his hand.
No, like Fortner winning a title like that whole that's out. But it is just an interesting thing. I mean, that's what I would do. But apparently they're not. Apparently the conversation is Ando solo outdoors,
That's so weird.
which I think is dumb. I don't
That's
understand that.
Stupid.
I do not understand that. Like, that would be the smartest thing right now. Put Fortner on the bike. Like, no expectation. Just have him ride it, dude.
Yep.
Like, you literally... This was the perfect scenario for Cowie.
For you, yeah.
Like, this is literally it. Hey, Fort, you know what, man? No expectation to come back from an injury. We literally have a seat open where it's not, oh, you ride for a couple rounds and then you're off. You get the whole seat for the whole year as long as you stay healthy. Cowie could have not had this situation
You get it for
sat in their lap any better.
you get it for 11 outdoor rounds.
Yep.
And if he does well enough, okay, cool, 3 SMX rounds.
Yep.
And at 3 SMX rounds, maybe you got to run. Well, I don't even know because AC is not going to ride those, right?
No, I don't think so.
So
I think
okay,
he's
so
done.
then 2 SMX rounds or 3 SMX rounds too. So you got him for 14 rounds, and then he either does something, you're like, all right, we should keep him, or boop, see you later.
Because let's be real, outside of him getting injured, which obviously is every year at this point, but even if he were to just dial it back, like he would get into the SMX rounds just on outdoor results alone. Because even if like he's riding at 75%, he's still better than a lot of fucking dudes in the 450 class. So yeah, man, I don't understand that. Like if I'm Cowie, like what are you guys doing? Like you literally could have not, because before it was like, man, like we don't want to go outdoors with more than 2 dudes. Like we got to find a place for him. When are we going to do this? Like Prado's coming over. Nope, man. You had this fall into your lap, and then they're just like, nope, we don't want to do it. What
Blows my mind.
What makes no sense to me? This is
Nope.
just Cowie doing Cowie things. So yeah, that's interesting to me. But yeah, I don't know. The whole star thing with Max and then Pierce, and then the comment about them going after Benistant. I'm like, man, like just take it up, everybody. But I want it. I want to see, like, go for it, man. Like I want to see more of these Euros because we've talked about the Coonan brothers.
Oh, they're coming.
We've talked
They're
about
all coming.
We've talked about Kai. Benistant has said this before. I said Langenfelder dipped interest. Like, bring him over, man. Just bring him over.
I don't think Langenfelder's coming. They haven't talked about him. Kai's coming.
Kai's all about it. And I really think it's going to speed up the process if he wins this title.
It is speeding up the process just in the finishes he's had so far.
Oh, yeah.
And the Coonan brothers, again, were slated this year, but then it's been talked about being pushed, but then there's talk about them staying.
Comment has
That's
said 2026, but now the
Yeah.
talk's going back to 2025.
Yeah, there's lots of talks, which I think part of that has to do with Husky doesn't have anybody. That's the other thing too, is you got these teams like Husky that like they don't have two guys.
Well, the other crazy thing about that whole situation is that, obviously Sasha's on the KTM side of things, and Lucas is on the Nistan Husqvarna squad. So it's like you go over here, and your natural thought would be that Lucas is going to go to the Husky squad because like RJ's going to move up, and then it's going to be you, Guillaume. We kind of have a feeling that Cochran's going to get bounced at some point, so it'd be you and Guillaume. Because RJ, like I said, he's going 450. Craig's going to be off the team. Dylan's coming over. Malcolm doesn't do outdoors. RJ's up to the 450. It's you and him. Well, then you start talking about Sasha. Sasha's not going to sign to the Husky. Like, he's on the KTM squad for a reason. So then you start thinking about, okay, KTM. So AP and Chase are locked in. And then Tom's over there and Juju. But then we've all heard the comments about Juju. So the thing that sucks about this is we've heard the bullshit that's going on with Juju, like, oh, you're not living up to potential. That's their out right there. Like, Sasha comes over and we're like, sorry, Juju, like, we got Sasha.
Yeah.
Because that's what I can see the writing on the wall already. Like, they come over 2025, they tell Juju that, like, Sasha's our guy.
Yeah.
Like, Tom and Sasha, you're out. It's like, oh, okay, that's cool. Which, man, that's a really, it's not like it's the first time, but that's a really weird thing to think about, the fact that KTM, their 250 squad, possibly might not have one damn American on the team. It's going to be a Frenchie and a Belgian. And then your 2 450 guys are obviously Americans. But, dude, we've talked about this, and it's been over and over, like, Americans, the Euro's coming over, like, Euro's getting, but, like, we've never had a situation where we're going into the next few years and there's could be this many Europeans that have factory rides over Americans. And I don't have a problem with it. Like, everybody who knows me and watches the show knows that I'm a big like GP guy. But it's just a weird thing to think about, that we're going to, you start talking about in the line of a few years, like, dude, the Euros outside of a few Americans, like, are going to start running our damn series. And obviously Jett and Hunter, they're Australian, they're not European. But I don't know, man. Like, the hope for American motocross in our own damn series is dwindling by the years. Because I'm here to tell you, man, Kai comes over, Lucas comes over. Supercross is going to take a little bit, but they're obviously talented dudes. Outdoors, they're gonna fuck shit up for a lot of guys in our outdoor series. And I have Lucas, so, like, he's going to be a multi-time champion if he gets his shit figured out, because he's still young. So, I don't know, man. It's crazy to think. I like it, the parody. It's just, if you're a diehard, oh, I hate the Euro type stuff, it's not a good feeling to know that
I don't really care at this point.
I don't care either. Obviously, a lot of my guys are French guys, but
there's a lot of this that I think is definitely showing and poking holes in the U.S.
the amateur system, for sure. For sure.
Because it's like, where's all our guys?
We don't have any.
We
have a lot of talented dudes, but we don't have next level elite dudes.
And that's because we sign these kids when they're on 65s and then give them factory bikes, and then they get to the pros, and all of a sudden everybody's on a factory bike, and it's like, oh shit.
Which right now, the only one, obviously, it's very obvious.
Reload ramp.
It's Hayden, but even now, like, Hayden, like,
yeah,
like, if he doesn't win a title this year,
yeah,
like, I know it's only his second year, and that's not a fair thing, but, like, when you start, that's the problem, when you start putting all this hope and pressure on certain kids, that when they don't live up to it, it's like, are you as good as we thought? Obviously, Hayden's good, and we'll get into his ride last night when we go to the 250. Obviously, he's good. He's being very successful, but there is something to the fact too, when you start, and obviously we're not the ones, but, like, the media starts labeling him as the next big thing. Well, the next big thing, you win titles, and people are like, oh, the SMX title. Nobody gives a fuck about the SMX title.
Yeah, that'll be the next thing though.
But you don't win titles. Jett Lawrence won a title his second full year. He won 2 of them. Yeah, he won the 2021 250 Supercross title. Yeah, he won 2 of them. Well, Jett's the big thing right now. It's like, well, you got to win. When you put all this pressure and emphasis on how good somebody is, and it's the unfair part of our sport, you have to win. You have to go win titles. And if you don't win titles, you're not it.
No.
Sorry to say. So, I don't know, man. There's nothing against Hayden, but it shows the amateur system.
Look, let me just point this out. Our next great guy does not come out of one of these riding facilities.
Oh, hell no. Hell no.
You gotta be on that small backyard track, just crushing laps and gas for fucking days on end, with dad working to barely be able to keep the bike together and mom working on the bike. But any of these kids that are at these riding facilities are soft as fuck because their parents have too much money.
Well, and the other thing is, too, is even though there's a lot of good guys, it's like I said, we have a lot of talented amateur kids, but we don't have next-level elite. We have good guys. Obviously, we're going to see Drew Adams. Drew's going to have a good career, but he's never going to win a championship, in my opinion. Christian Janik, really good. Can't stay healthy. Enzo Timmerman, very, very good. The Gordon boys, very good. Landon Gibson, very, very good. You start going down the line of the B guys. Caden Dudney's very good. This new Elvin Hilliard is really good. Obviously, Nick Way's kid, Vincent Way, is very good.
Fuck. Oh.
Vince, he's not that guy. He can't even beat Thomas Wood.
All right, fine.
Thomas Wood. There's a lot of good dudes, and it's not a knock on them, but I just don't see any of them being elite. There's no and there's nobody that's Jett Lawrence, but like we're talking about kids that come up and win titles. There's no Jett Lawrence I see. I don't even see a Justin Cooper that's coming up out of these. I don't see a Cooper Webb. I don't see an Eli Tomac. You won't even go back to the heyday that for me. Like I don't see a Trey Kennard. I don't see a Ryan Villap. Like these are all some of the best, but that's the thing though. Those are the guys that you're looking to take the sport to the next level, and none of these dudes are it. They're not. In my opinion. Like,
well, we'll see. I mean,
and
they've all got development to do, so.
Yeah, but the difference is that they have a development. You can say that, and that's a nice thing. But if we're being honest, all those dudes that I just named were all winning all the time at a very young age. All of them. Jett is the only one that didn't really start winning until he got on a 250F. He had a couple wins in the 85, the EMX 85 class over in Europe, but for the most part, like he wasn't, outside of sand races, he wasn't anything to... Like, oh my God, it was Hunter, obviously. We've been over this a million times.
Yeah.
And even the EMX 250 days, like, people were like, oh, he's good, but he's not Hunter. So even Jett is the only one that didn't win right away. All the guys that I named outside of that, they all won right off the rip. Mm-hmm. They were all winning.
Yep.
And I just don't see it. And it's just a sad thing to think about that, you know, I don't see an elite level guy right now in American motocross amateur system.
Yeah, it's definitely a thing. So some quick numbers I ran down here because we kind of talked about this last week. And again, we're just killing time here. Hopefully Kev will call us here soon. I ran down and I put down the teams here and their possible secondary teams and then how many dudes they would have in 250 and 450 and added this up. 30 450 factory dudes or semi-factory dudes and 64 250 factory / semi-factory dudes. That was if everybody had 2 450s and 2 250s per coast. It's a lot of motocross racers getting paid to ride. Super interesting.
I'm all about it.
Super interesting. All right. I'm glad he told us 5 minutes. 30 minutes ago.
It's never 5 minutes with Kev.
I know. All right. Let's just you know what? That's your Complete Racing Solutions halftime report. We'll talk to Kev when we talk to Kev here, whatever. 250 race recap brought to you by our friends at 50 Grafx here. If you need some fresh graphics, check them out. Link in the description down below, along with a discount code. If you want to look fresh like my bike, check them out. Parts are on the way. I finally ordered them.
Nice.
Took me like a week.
Nice.
I got a solid bar mount from Ride Engineering, or like one of the one-piece ones.
Yeah.
Hallman told me from Holster Co. there that those were way better.
Just more rigidity in the front end.
Well, he said that it would he's never bent it when he crashed or whatever. I was like, okay. And then I got on, there was a used one for like not a lot. And I was like, all right, I guess we'll try it. So
yeah. Well, like I said, it's also going to give some more rigidity to the front end.
Not sure that I need that, but whatever. So anyway, all right, 250 race recap here. Max Anstey pulls off a win
Solid.
for Firepower Honda.
Hey, look.
Dude, I'm happy to see it.
Look, that's what happens when you fucking get a start.
I know. Dude, there wasn't that wild yesterday? Both the heat and the main, he got a start.
It's been solid. I mean, we've been talking about this. Like, what can Max do with a start? Because he always seems to, be on top of the board or be second in qualifying. He's got a bunch of heat race wins, but his starts, like, I don't know this for certain, but I guarantee you could probably go back and look at the numbers, and his average starting position's got to be like 8th.
100%.
Like, it's terrible. Mm-hmm. And then he's just working his way through, and we know this class is too deep. By the time you get to 5th, like, the leaders are gone.
Yeah.
So, like, he's good, man. Like, I love to see it. You know, Max is one of my guys, one of the guys that I've supported for a very, very long time. I do say though that because I didn't watch all of it. I just watched the 250 portion of your recap. I disagree that I think that when you said Max is going to win the East-West shootout, I don't think he's going to win the
You
East-West
don't think so?
No, man. No, I don't think so. I'd love to see it, but I don't think he's going to.
All right.
But would I be here for it? Hell yeah. I love it. I love that Max.
I like that you watch my race reactions.
I didn't watch the whole thing, but I watched the whole 250 portion.
Because you hate everybody, but that means you like me a little bit.
I think it's pretty much show that I like you.
I enjoy that you watch my race reactions.
Anyways,
I'm pretty hard about that. Pretty fucking hard about that. It's like just hitting the table.
No, but I'm here for it, man.
Oh my god! Speaking of that, just a side note. There's the funniest reel. I got to show you after this because I laughed so hard at it I'll show you after the show.
Okay. Love it. All for it. Another win for that Firepower squad.
And it was a dry race.
Yeah, a non-mud race.
Yes.
Before he exits stage left and goes back to Star.
Like
which is actually funny because, or not funny, but it does make a lot of sense too. Because even though, like, I brought this up last week, more and more stuff. It makes, like, his comments last night, like, you got the feel because he's like, yeah, man, like, these are a good group of guys. We've been through a lot.
Yeah.
And then as he was saying it, I'm like, yeah, no, that's. I think that's pretty much confirmation for anybody that knows what he's talking about.
Yep.
Good for him though, man. He won him an Australian title and 2 WSX titles. Good for them. Yeah, I'm pumped for Max. He's living his best life. He just loves being in America, fucking riding his dirt bike. I'm all for it, man. Like, I love it. His interviews are still the best.
Cheeky Brit.
Cheeky. But yeah, I'm here for it, man. He rode good. Like, he kind of did what we all thought would happen at some point when he rips a start. Like, he would win.
Yeah, and
so,
that's what it showed. If he gets a start, he can win. So, Tom Vial gets second. He rode a hell of a race. Came from the back.
Fucking love it.
Extended his points lead by 2.
It's like 95-5 at this point, right?
80-20 again?
Nah, man. I think even more than that.
Okay.
Like, this is not a Jett Lawrence Cooper Webb situation. Like,
I guess they only got one race left too. Yeah. So like 90-10.
Yeah. Like, it's and what's even more awesome, especially for me being a Tom Vial guy.
Well, those are GPs.
Yep.
The gargling noises are getting intense in here.
I mean, I was right though, right? I mean, when I talked about this guy.
Oh my God! Here we go.
I gotta bring it up. I gotta bring it up.
Here we go.
You're all about Jett Lawrence all the time. Tell me I'm right. I just want to hear it.
Big Air Tom.
I just want to hear it. I just want to hear it. Tell me I'm right. Tell me I'm right. So I've been right on 2 French guys.
Big Air Tom.
I've been right on 2 French dudes.
Just over here with Big Air Tom.
I've been right on 2 French guys. I mean, I'm pretty sure the 2 French guys that I made mention of before they came over here, like, they've lived up to the hype. So. Well, 1 for me.
One out of 10 is not bad.
I think that's 2 out of 3 there, bud.
1 out of 10 is not bad. Who's number 2?
Dylan Ferendis.
Oh, I mean, I guess he won an outdoor title, so that's okay.
He has 4 titles total.
2 out of 10.
He has 4 total.
2 out of 10 is not
2
bad.
2 out of 3. Tom Vial, Dylan Ferendis. And you want to say Thomas Covington, but I'm pretty sure I never said Thomas Covington was going to win a Supercross title.
We go back to the tapes,
yeah, go
man.
for it.
You were so hard.
Did I ever say he was going to win a title?
You were so hard.
Never said he was going to win a title.
Damn near reaching out the other side of the table. You were so hard.
And here's the thing: he's also American, so like.
I mean, it's great that he's American, but you were still very hard on T Cov. Was coming over here and going to just lay the pipe.
Never said he was going to win an outdoor title. Never said he was going to win a Supercross title.
Thomas Covington's so good. I'm going to go back in the archives.
Go for it.
Go for it.
And you come back and you tell me if you can find where I ever said
when you had eaten your twin and you both were sitting there. Maybe that's who thought Thomas Covington was going to win that.
Try to find a clip that I ever said Thomas Covington was going to win a title, I will say you were right.
I'll go back and find it. I'll go back. What year did he come over here?
What year did he come over? 2019? I don't know. I don't remember. So 2 out of 3 there, pal. 2 out of 3.
2 out of 10 is not bad.
Where's the other 9 coming from? Exactly, smart ass. You got nothing.
I gotta go back.
You got nothing.
I don't have time to go through the entire archive system.
Nothing.
I don't have time to go through the entire archive system and find every GP guy.
Gonna win
Max Anstey.
I never said Max was going to win a title.
Oh man, but he was going to win something.
And he already has won something, hasn't he?
It took him a couple of years.
It took him a couple of years. It took him 1 year.
Unbelievable.
It took him 1 year.
Unbelievable. Hold on. Who else do we got in here that's from the GPs? I don't know.
Exactly. Smart ass. He got nothing. All right.
Look.
Tom Vial is going to win the title.
He is going to win the title.
He's going to win the title. And it's even more impressive that he's doing it literally after only 1 year of Supercross.
It's just very impressive.
It's very impressive. He's beating the golden boy, Hayden Deegan. He's going to keep this momentum rolling. He's going to win outdoors.
Bro, Deegan was hurt, dog.
I don't give a shit. I don't give a flying fuck.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
I don't care.
Here we go.
Did Hayden, looks like last night, Hayden, Deegan, and him were one, like, right off the start. Tom passes him, and then Tom, the whole time, just right there. Tom never wavered. Tom just had him covered the whole time.
Yep.
So, I don't care if he was hurt or not. Doesn't matter to me.
All right. Well, Isaac Nelson designs Deegan Danger Zone here because Deegan got third.
Yeah, Deegan rode great.
Followed him right through the pack.
Yep, he rode awesome.
I really thought he was going to get him at points.
Yeah.
There were points he was close, or he would close in, and I was like, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
It's very strange, though. We're just on the podium thanking God. Happy to be here. Hopefully Pierce is okay.
Yeah, whatever.
Strange.
Yeah, I mean...
bunch of weird stuff going on here.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I don't really know. I know everybody's like, oh, he's finally healthy. He's been healthy for a few rounds now or whatever. I don't know. I'm just kind of conflicted on the whole Hayden Deegan thing that is this whole entire Supercross. I don't really know what to think. I think outdoors we're going to get a better grip, but I do stand by the comment that I made a while ago that if he doesn't win a title outdoors, I think the narrative starts to change on him. Not that he's not going to ever be successful. Obviously, he's going to be successful. He's too fucking talented not to be. He's got the grit. He's got the determination. He's a dog. And he rode very well last night. So nobody misconstrue my words that I'm saying right now. This is not a dog on Hayden Deegan thing. This is just an observation. That if he doesn't win the outdoor title, I do really wonder, I think it does, but I pose this question to you. Oh, there's Kevin.
No, he's really fucking up our shit here. This is such an intense picture.
Makes me uncomfortable.
Kevin Moranz, welcome to being live on
the Moto. Are you guys done?
Welcome to being live on the Moto Aftermath Show.
Oh, there we go.
My God, hold on. I got to get this.
Yeah, my 5 minutes turned into a lot longer than 5 minutes.
We noticed. Trust me, we were trying to kill time with our Complete Racing Solutions halftime report here, and then I ran out of stuff to talk about on the halftime report, so we started getting into the 250s here. But now we're back to Kevin Moranz, brought to you by Isaac Nelson Designs. Okay, go ahead, buddy. How was your weekend?
Say that again?
I said, welcome back to the show. How was your weekend?
Oh, it was solid. Finally, for once, the Moranz Mafia, main event Moranz, is back in business. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Well, hey, that's why you're on the show, buddy, because guess what? We don't have losers on here, okay?
You are such a douche.
Oh, so you're saying I've been a loser for the last 8 weeks?
If you don't make the main, we don't want to talk to you, all right?
Ooh, that's rude.
Hey, that's fair. You know what I mean? I need some, pep in my step. The biggest thing, which I know we'll kind of get into it, but yeah, dude, just been really struggling with the bike. Finally made some major changes, suspension-wise and gearing-wise, and I'm a completely different rider all of a sudden.
Well, that's good. That's good, because I'll tell you what, man. We were really nervous that you were going to hang it up after watching you ride at Indy, man. We watched Sexton qualifying, and Justin looked at me and said, oh, and I went, yeah.
I was really wondering if you were just going to light the rig on fire at some point.
Yeah, we thought maybe.
Well, I mean, at Indy, dude, I did not care, to be really honest, like, flat out on this right now, is I did not care how I did. As long as I got through it without hitting my head again, that's all I cared about, to be really honest.
Kevin went in the weekend trying not to die.
Yeah, I came back at AZ, and then literally the second round back in free practice, OTB, knocked myself out again. I fully took a back seat at Indy and was just get through the race. So, and the thing is, I felt terrible on the bike. For the next 4 rounds after that, I felt and continued to feel terrible on the bike. So I really, at that point, I was like, I think it's maybe just because I hit my head twice. I'm nervous. I'm being a little bit of a wuss. I'm just not turning right. I'm not being aggressive enough. And it just continued when I wanted to keep trying to push, and I couldn't push. And that's when I was just like, we got to keep trying something because I know what I'm capable of, and this is not it.
And now here we are. Now we've made some massive changes, and everything's better, and we're making mains here.
Yeah, well, we've made one main. Yeah, I can't toot my own horn too much.
Look, we got 2 more races left. All right,
the progress is real, and we've got we got the big money race coming up Friday. You know what I'm saying?
That was on my list to ask you. How are we feeling about this Pulp MX race?
We're feeling real good. The starts are back. That's what Kev needs. We got a little bit of the flow back. We're ready to send it.
Have you heard about the format for this race?
Yes, 2 moto format. First race is as normal. It's like a normal LCQ, 5 minutes plus 1 lap.
Yep.
And then they're taking us straight off the finish line. Stagger starting us in reverse order. So whoever wins the first moto starts last in the second moto.
Yep.
And Olympic format kind of deal. So, yeah, it's going to be intense.
So what's the strategy for this? Are we shooting for in the first one to be like 5th through 10th basically, and then so it gets our starting spot mid to front of pack essentially, or what are we thinking here?
For me, I go as fast as I can in both motos. I don't try to play any games. I want to try to win the first one. Say I go through the second one and I get shafted by some people that are much slower than me in front of me. Like, it is what it is at that point. Like, I want it to be out of my hands. I don't want to lollygag the first one and then have a get off or have a mistake that costs me in the second one, and then I'm pissed about not trying hard enough in the first one. I'm going for the dub right off the rip.
Will you be trying to buy the number 1 gate pick clothespin off somebody for $1,000?
100% I would, but I don't think that they're going to allow that this year.
Damn. That's too bad. That's too bad. So, all right. So I got a couple other hard-hitting questions for you here, brother.
Okay.
Number 1.
And just before you get started, I do not have a ton of time, so just give me a heads up.
Okay. Did you hit the quad?
Oh, you fucking dick.
No, I did not hit the quad. Absolutely not.
All right.
That's that. I'm still in that little bit of zone. I mean, this is my first weekend where I felt comfortable enough to obviously push.
Okay.
That showed. I have not, at the same time, especially for my Arlington experience, when I went a little bit inside, I just hit that 3N right before I knocked myself out the second time. Just hit it. There was another rider in my line, just going for a jump when I didn't really need to go for a jump, and I put myself in the ground and screwed me over for another 3 rounds.
Okay.
That jump was not worth it to me.
All
not
right.
yet. I didn't feel comfortable enough until I'm getting this under my belt. We'll see. So no, did not hit the quad.
Okay. Second question. Are we going outdoors?
I was going to ask that. Good.
We are going to probably do select rounds. I'm not going to lie. After this past weekend, I have a lot more, like you kind of said, like you thought I was going to hang it up after Indy, dude. Like it's been a struggle of a year. Like this past weekend put the love back in it for me. I was like, okay, I am still comfortable. I am still capable. I'm not an absolute, washed up rider. I really thought I just hit my head twice and I sucked now. Clearly, that is not the situation. The bike was holding me back massively. We didn't have the correct setup. Obviously, we could have figured that out. Every year in my past, literally every year in my past, I start out wherever I start out, and I grow every single round all the way through the year. So to have a roadblock thrown up immediately on me in between rounds 2 and 3 was off the bike for about 4 rounds. That's the time when I really get comfortable with the bike, make changes, continue to try things. But if you're sitting on the couch, you're not making any progress.
Yeah.
So then to come back to racing and literally 1 round later have another roadblock thrown up, another few rounds missed, like it has been a nightmare of a season for me.
Mm-hmm.
And it obviously shows with just not being comfortable on the bike. We just had the wrong setup. We're just now figuring it out. Obviously it sucks because we're almost done with Supercross, but it is what it is. And I'm not going to, sit here and sugarcoat it.
Yeah. Now, when you say select outdoor rounds, is this select outdoor rounds in the van by yourself, or is this?
I will probably not be taking the rig. It's just too expensive to take the thing around.
Yeah.
It's obviously a lot harder to get sponsorship for outdoors than it is for Supercross.
100%.
When it comes to like season long stuff.
Yep.
And me, so like my brother's wedding is June 15th, and I'm his best man. So as soon as Supercross is over, I'm not doing anything until after that because I'm not trying to do anything crazy, and obviously I don't want to be gone. I want to be there for his wedding and everything like that.
Yep.
So after that leaves me with, realistically, we're looking at maybe Redbud if I can get ready in time. Millville would be sweet, as always. If I can do Washougal, if somebody wants to give me a 2-stroke out there like the Hillsboro Motorsports guys did last year, I'd go out there and do that, and then Ironman to end it probably for sure.
Sweet. That's what I like to hear.
Realistically, that's what I'm kind of looking at. If it turns into more, like it'd be a situation where I pay somebody to transport my stuff, or if there's a team opportunity that comes up, then yeah, game on. I'm out. I'm going outdoors. But for the privateer program, I think it's wiser for me to invest that time into growing the program into a two-rider team next year for Supercross and just making everything way more efficient so I can perform and do everything that I need to do to run the team and do all the content that I do.
Sweet. So okay, so another question here. I'm looking for co-host here for on and off during the summer here because Justin's lost his commitment for outdoors.
Oh, whatever.
So
man.
he's only doing select rounds. You want to come on some of those early rounds there since you're not going to be riding them?
Yeah, I could potentially do that. Don't write me down in stone on it, but yeah, I'd be down. I mean, you continue to support the program. Kev's there for you.
Well, I'll talk to you some more about it, but I'm thinking like the phone people are going to be like 30 minutes a pop or something like that. Not like a 2-hour show with me. I'm thinking like 30 minutes and we talk about some select things from the race and go like that type deal. So, but yeah. So, okay, sweet. Awesome. Got another guy. All right. You got anything else for him here?
No, man.
I know he's on a truncated timetable.
That'd be my one question if he's going to go outdoors, but he answered that. So
great. Cool. Hey, have you heard anything about World Supercross?
No, I've heard that it's canned, but I do not know that for a fact.
I heard the teams have a schedule, but that's about the most I've heard.
That's interesting. That's news to me. You know more than I then, apparently.
Dude, I'm just over here digging all the time, Kev.
Just
you should know. Digging scoops, baby. Digging scoops.
Like ice cream scoops?
Clearly.
Like ice cream scoops?
Oh, hey, I guess another question, because you were in the pits this weekend. Did they actually fire Sexton's mechanic, Zim, there? Or?
I don't know. I don't know anything about this story, dude. I'm trying to figure it out. So kind of what I've heard is it was like a semi-mutual thing, because I just don't think that he was super stoked on, just didn't get along with everybody. I don't think it was anything super gnarly, and I don't think it was anything to do with the malfunction that he had, because apparently what I was told, unless they're lying to everybody, which would not shock me, is that a rock hit his throttle housing or whatever, it broke it, that's what happened. I don't think that was a mechanical situation from the mechanic. So I think it was strictly he was just not vibing with everybody. That's kind of the story that I heard.
Well, I really hope so, because Zim's a really good dude and damn good mechanic. So if that was
that's no joke.
If he was a scapegoat, that'd be a real fucking bummer.
Yeah, 100%. So I don't know.
But if you need a mechanic, you might be looking for a job. So there you go.
I can't afford that.
I was about to say I don't really know if he wants to pay Zim's salary.
Kev's got dad from now on, dude.
Oh boy. Oh boy. How's Frank doing?
So, he's doing good.
Yeah.
He's this main event made the season a lot more worth it for him, dude. It's been a struggle. He was obviously wanting to go to all 17 rounds, see the success that I had last year, and we have had everything but that, and a ton of rain, a ton of work for him.
Yep.
He's been busting his butt and not getting the fun side of things, so him actually taking me to the line this time for the first time this season, and immediately us going to the main event, this vlog is, I promise you, it's going to be one of the cooler vlogs that we've had, just because, he actually got emotional when we came back after the LCQ. It was
Sweet.
It was pretty cool to see, man.
Sick.
Well, then you know what that means, Kev. If you go and win the LCQ challenge, you got.
Dude, he's gonna go berserk. Dude.
Well, you got to be up there You got to be up there and be like, you know what, this one's for you, Dad. Then you got to shed a little bit of tear.
Damn straight.
I'll be watching on YouTube.
Me too.
All right, bud. Well, thanks for the time, man. We'll talk to you next week for sure too, because I want to hear about this LCQ race, because I'm sure there's going to be shenanigans and shenanigans with it. So I'll get a hold of you after the race next week, unless you're hopefully not fucked up. But
wow.
Knock on wood, dude. Who says that?
Trust me,
This jackass does.
Look, how's the year gone? Okay.
You know what?
Yeah.
Stop.
How's the year gone?
Stop.
Hey, we got positive vibes. That's all we're going with. We did good at the last LCQ race. We were on the podium. We're going for the podium again.
Well, and Kev's
I will
talking
talk to you guys after we're on the podium.
Kev's talking in the third person again, so you know things are going well.
Things are going well because Kev is getting good starts. So, all right, buddy. Thank you, man. We'll talk to you next week, brother.
Yeah, talk soon.
Yeah, bye. All right, Kevin Moranz, everybody. Brought to you by Isaac Nelson Designs there. All right, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's definitely good to see him get back in the main. We obviously know the LCQ Challenge is this. I totally forgot that it was going to be this weekend.
Yeah,
totally forgot about it. Yeah.
Pumped on it. I'm going to watch Johnny's show and then probably that.
It's awesome.
Okay, back to where we were in the 250 class.
Because then I do have a question after that regarding that, because I do want to talk about that for a little bit before the end of the show. But we got to get back to the 250 stuff.
Okay, what were you going to ask me about the?
So Hayden, obviously he can still win it. if he does. It would not shock anybody. But my question to you is, if he doesn't win this outdoor title, does the narrative start to change on him a little bit?
I don't know. What do you mean by narrative?
Like the
As
fact
being,
that he,
like,
the guy, the next, the guy.
I don't know. I mean, he came into the season hurt.
'Kay.
Okay. Whether they admitted it at
Yeah.
the beginning or not, we all know he was hurt for sure.
Yep.
And like, I mean, he's gonna end up probably, barring anything crazy happening, second in points.
Yeah.
Which again, we all look at as it's a failure, and it's like he's fucking second in points.
It is good. No, obviously.
Which
it's-
means in the 250 class, he's a top 4 250 dude in Supercross.
And I think outdoors, it's gonna be a 3-dog fight.
And realistically, since his wrist has gotten better, his results have been better. So,
But he hasn't won yet, though.
So it worked. What do you mean?
He hasn't won since the wrist got better, though.
He won 2 weeks ago.
Was the wrist technically better then?
Yeah, he won. What the fuck race was it there? He won Foxborough.
Was the wrist better there?
Yeah,
though?
the wrist was better. Let's see here. They started in Detroit, Arlington, Daytona. It must have been like Birmingham, Indy time that the wrist was better. So yeah, I think though, if you take the wrist situation out of it at the beginning of the year, there's a high probability he's either a lot closer, or if not, your points leader, because those first couple of rounds wouldn't go. And and then again too, you got to factor in that first round. Well, I guess Vial was down too.
Vial was that's
never
not
mind.
an excuse.
That point's negated. I thought about that for a second. And I was like, wait, Vial was laying on the ground with him, and then he was flipping him off. So whatever. But I think you take away those first couple of rounds with the risk kind of being an issue. There's a high probability.
Oh, for sure.
He's, like I said, either a lot closer or leading this. So
I agree.
I don't see this. I don't know. I don't think the narrative change. I mean, it would be like if Jett ends up losing this title by like 2 points to Webb. Does the narrative change on him?
No, because it's Jett.
Because he's won 8 races and
Jett.
basically led the points all year.
But it's Jett,
no,
though.
so I don't think it changes with Deegan either. Deegan would have to have several years in a row that were just absolutely horrible, and by absolutely horrible, I'm talking maybe like fifth place in points type deal. I don't think so. I think he's one of those guys that he has enough mojo.
Not if he goes to the 450
that
class next
carries
year.
him. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. So anyway, so that's Deegan there, and that whole section is gonna be fucked up because Kev called in, so no Deegan danger zone this week.
Whatever.
What a weird show. All right, Dax got 4th, dude, which did not realize that till I literally just looked at this.
Got a little bit of a gift with some of it, but I mean, he was kind of solid, just there the whole day. Definitely didn't do his due diligence part of being a teammate and riding a little bit of a wider bike against Tom, but no, he rode good. I mean, he's kind of like, we talked about this last week. Like, he's kind of had this up and down trend. He's a rookie.
I mean, he's
solid.
We say up and down, but so here's his results for the year.
Got on the box the first round.
3,
Yep.
10, 10,
Yep.
7, 10,
But he's been to 2 LCQs.
7, 20th, 4th. I call that a pretty okay season.
I'm not saying it's not bad. Same thing. Like, Juju has been
For a
very
rookie,
up and down as well.
And I mean, you're looking at 3 10s and 3 7s. That's okay.
I just think I stand by my comment last week. It's very hard when you go to the first round and you get on the box because then the expectation goes up.
I
But
guess, but you look big picture. How many of those dudes, again, Vial, Deegan,
Yeah.
laying on the ground that would have beat him, he wouldn't have been on the box. So I don't know. I think it's been a decent rookie year. I don't think he loses his spot.
I don't think he's going to either. But I also don't think that he's going to be able to continue to get bet less than 5th to keep that ride moving forward after the fact.
Yeah.
And I really think outdoors he's going to have to be top 10.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he's going to be able to bounce around outside the top 10 outdoors, and then everybody at the Star Squad be happy about that.
Yeah. Let's see here. Hymus 5th.
That was sneaky.
That's
I mean, granted,
sneaky
once
good.
again, kind of like with Dax, like got a little bit of gift because 3 guys ended up on the deck. But hey, man,
Must have not dabbed his knee.
I think we've talked about this, the whole outdoor thing. He's not going outdoors, right?
I don't know. I haven't heard. I hope not.
I hope not either.
I hope it's, hey, let's go get your knee fixed here, because otherwise you go outdoors and you just keep dabbing it and having shit results. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah, man. Like, that was sneaky. Like, I said the same thing when I looked at the results this morning. I'm like, Chance got 5th. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, okay, that's interesting. That's good. Yeah, man. He's another one of those kids that I still don't believe we've seen his true full potential yet
No.
because he's been hurt for the last 2 years.
Yep.
I believe that when he is healthy, Outside of Deegan, he's going to be the best.
Yeah.
Out of in Supercross, I still think Juju's going to have all those dudes covered outdoors, like him, Dax, whatever. But Chance, I think in Supercross has the most upside out of that group of rookies outside of Deegan.
Yeah. Cody Schock 6th.
I didn't realize this. Depending on how the East-West showdown goes, he could end up 3rd in the points. Mm-hmm. That's fucking nuts.
From no ride to 3rd.
Paying for your ride
to 3rd in the points.
That is awesome. That is the shit that you like to see. When with all the bullshit that surrounds our industry and all the shit that goes on behind the scenes that the average person doesn't get to see or hear about.
Yep.
If Cody Schock, even if he doesn't, it's been a successful year. But if Cody Schock can go get 3rd for the Club MX team, because what did Enzo get last year in the points?
I don't know.
He didn't get on top 3 though, right?
I don't think so. I don't know.
If Cody, I don't think he did because it would have been Jett, Kitchen, RJ, right? I think Kitchen got 3rd in the points.
Maybe I don't know.
So I don't think Enzo. I don't think Enzo got top 3 in the points. You're the first dude to get top 3 in the points for the Club MX team, and it's your first year on the team. And we all know he's going to do damn well outdoors.
Yeah.
That is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Congrats, Cody Schock, dude.
Yeah. That's fantastic.
That is fucking and I know Ricky harped on this, but it's got to be mentioned with a busted ass collarbone. Collarbone. I don't know, man. That's awesome. And Cody's a gritty dude, man. He's been making life hell for all these other factory dudes.
Yep.
Love it.
Yep. Seth Hammaker 7th. And
should have been on the box.
Should have been on the box. Really thought he might get it done because just carrying those hometown vibes.
Oh, dude, it was great to see him get that heat race win, though.
Cool story. His grandpa coming to his first
that was a little
race
weird though
ever.
to me. That was a little weird. That was
like
a little
your
weird.
grandpa's never been in any of your amateur races either.
But I mean, that was awesome. Seth still shows that when he's healthy, that he can go out and win these races, man. I was really hoping that he was at least going to get another main win before the end of the year, but I don't think that's going to happen now.
No.
But if he's healthy going into outdoors, he's another one of those dudes that can mix it up for moto wins. Not so much overalls, but moto wins. And I just like Seth. He's a good kid. I think we've seen him enough on the broadcast to know that he's a very determined and disciplined kid. There's no nonsense bullshit with him. And I really like Seth. So yeah.
Jelik 8th gets a heat win. You want to talk some shit?
No, man, no. Jelik is having a great damn year, and he's proving why people continue to give him a chance, because when he is on, he still can run with these dudes. It's just, it makes it really hard. And I know, like, you can call it a racing incident. He jumped into the apex. Like, you're going into sand, you're burying it, you kind of just float across the top into that corner. But, I can't remember if it was Ricky or Stu. Doesn't really matter. Like, Jelik, man, Seth's committed to the outside. He's got, like, 2 bike links on you. You know you guys are going to meet at the apex at the same time. Like, you should have checked up, bro. Because here's the thing. Even though I don't believe it, I think still Seth would have got back around him had Jelik got around him in that process. Dude, you could have got a podium.
Yeah.
You could have got on the box, man. So it's like, it's frustrating because you look at Jelik and he goes from winning a heat race and just this upward trajectory for weeks now. Doing great. Doing good in qualifying, good in the heat race, getting on the box, running around the top 5 in the main. You have a shot at the podium.
Just wasn't a great move.
And it's just like, man, this is the stuff why there are certain people out there that don't like Jelik. Because it's like dude, I don't have a problem with Jelik. I think he was just a shithead back in the day, but I don't think
to him calling him a little shit.
Yeah, but I don't believe that about him anymore. I don't think he is. I think he's cleaned up his act. I think he has got his shit together.
That's as close as you're getting to an apology, Jelik. So hope you enjoyed that.
It's just rough when you do stuff like that. But I know heat of the moment, whatever. All I'm saying is that is why there are some people in the industry that still look at Jelik and they don't necessarily like the kid because he does stuff like that. Like, you just be a little bit patient, dude. You caught him.
Yeah.
Take a beat.
Yep.
So, I don't know. He rode great day. I think he's going to be good outdoors. I don't really think the East-West Showdown is really going to be mean too much to him because I don't know where he is in points. I think he's going to have a good year, but it's like, man, you could have had a podium and you just, whatever.
Just threw it away there. Yep. Base Fluke 9th.
That was a weird one. That was
Spicy day for him.
I mean, he's got to do something, bro, because, he's done nothing all year.
Whatever. Nick Romano 10th. Okay.
Just builds on Supercross.
Gage Linville 11th. There
At least he wasn't dead last.
At least he wasn't dead last. Kyle Peters 12th. Shows up. 5-time Arena Cross champ. And
I really wonder I mean, I guess he's just gonna do Salt Lake and then hang out on a boat all summer.
Probably. Henry Miller 13th.
Just continues to make mains every round.
Every round. Pierce Brown 14th. Gnarly get off.
Wasn't really
his fault.
It wasn't a down in the brown type of moment. Nope. He was riding good too.
He was.
I mean, when Tom zapped
ripping.
him, like I honestly thought Tom was gonna walk away from him. He latched onto him.
Yeah,
And
he did.
He was making life hell for Hayden the whole time too.
I'll tell you what though. I'm not a pro rider. I wasn't in that position. I feel like he could have downsided the side of that.
I mean, maybe, but then you're going shooting off into the whoops.
That's okay. We watched Deegan jump off the landing of a jump last week. So I mean,
I don't think Pierce practices 360s off of his left foot.
I don't know. Whatever, man.
Bummer though.
But that was gnarly, dude. I'll tell you what. I'd have been shitting. Like you would have seen the shit come out of the bottom of my pants as actually not out of the bottom of my pants because it's tucked in my boots. So it'd been overflowing out the side of my boot as I was in the air because I'd have been shitting my pants.
Anyways, bummer day for him because he was another guy that you could be like, man, yeah, he could have challenged for a podium, you know, especially after what just happened with Jelik and Seth. He has had a damn good year.
Damn good year.
He has really, I think, in moments where he has wanted to pull the trigger on going into the red a little bit, he has stopped himself. Because there's a lot of times, and I could, if I went back and watched every race, I could point to a time like, yep, the old Pierce would have showed up in this moment. And he has just probably told himself, I need to make it through the year. So good on him. Even if Cody gets him in the points for third, doesn't really matter. Pierce has finished the year, which is better than all of his other years. He is a kid that does deserve a factory ride. He has got a lot of talent. We've seen it in the past. He's very fast. And I think we're seeing this a lot more out of 250 dudes. Make it through the fucking year.
Yep.
Make it through the year healthy and just build that confidence.
Yep. Hardy 15th, Ryder Floyd 16th, Casey Cochran 17th. He was spicy in qualifying though. He was up there, which was different than before, because before when he was up there was because he was in B group and the track was smooth. Now he's in A group and he was still up there because at one point wasn't he in the top 5 or something?
He was fourth at one point.
Yeah, which is
how many rounds did we get into outdoors before the wheels start coming off?
I don't know.
Like right off the rip?
I mean, this is just a pure example of these kids get shit growing up. They get these factory backings. They ride these bikes and they're so good. And then again, once you get there and everybody's got a factory bike, all of a sudden, weird.
I give him.
And I don't have a problem with the kid.
No,
I feel bad. I actually feel bad for all these kids because I'm just like, dude, this sucks because you think you're hot shit. And then you get into the pros where everybody's on a factory bike and all of a sudden it's like, oh.
I give him till we go to Thunder Valley at elevation and he has a really struggle bus day and I think the wheels start coming off.
This is why I think we need a futures class that you can be in for 2 or 3 years where everybody's on a factory bike and it's futures from 16 to 19 or whatever type deal.
Yep.
Because it's like if he was riding stock bikes or if he was riding just whatever the parents could afford over the counter, it's like, would he have really been as good as an amateur as...
No, because there was a lot of dudes that were just as good as him. It's just his bike was always better. Even in the 125 days, his bike was always better than everybody else's.
Yep. Michigan's own Marshall Welton joined the Wheelie Boys this weekend.
What?
Marshall Welton.
Join the Wheelie Boys?
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Do you know what the Wheelie Boys are?
Yeah, I know what the Wheelie Boys are, but what do you mean Marshall
I'm just
Welton?
kidding. He filmed a video on the street in front of the thing doing a Wheelie Boys wheelie on his bike.
Nope, I can't do it. Nope. I was about to bring something up, and then I thought better of it. Me going down that thing would not be good for viewership.
But 18th, so okay, sweet. Marcus Phelps, 19th.
Good for him.
Okay.
I don't think he's made too many mains in his career.
Crockett Myers, 20th.
That was his first one as far as I know, so good for him.
Vincent Lahovey, 21st.
I think he's only made one other one.
Brighton Carroll, 22nd. That's been your 250 race recap brought to you by 50 Graphics. Okay. What else did you want to talk about?
Kevin, the LCQ.
Okay.
Do we have a list of who's in for the LCQ challenge? Because my question would you...
It's on Steve's Twitter probably.
Because my question to you would be... okay, so... I don't pay attention to this shit. What are the actual...
Clayson's in.
Okay. So Clayson's going to be in. Then that means if Clayson's in, I assume that Mitchell's in.
Starling's in.
I'm not worried about Starling. Mitchell's probably in. Oh, Mitchell might have made too many mains.
I don't know that he is.
Okay. So Simonson's probably in.
Wild cards are Welton.
Okay.
Is going to ride his 250.
Okay, I'm not worried about that.
Somebody else on 250.
Henry Miller?
this. Maybe I don't remember who Steve said.
All right, so this would have been a lot better.
I would know a lot more after I listen to Pulp Show.
This would have been a lot. Yeah, this would have worked a lot better had we had a list.
I don't think I'm signed into the Twitter. Let me see.
Because I really would like to run down the line of who's in and who's out.
X, formerly Twitter. Oh, I'm not even. Let's see if this even works. Although I might be able. Cole might have sent me the login here. Just a sec. I'm downloading the app because I don't use it for so long. It just uninstalls it. Yeah.
Wow.
Let's see here. Please confirm your identity.
I'm trying to steal someone's
Password. Let me see here. Hold on. Keep talking or something.
So yeah, my question would have been is what do we believe he would have actually like? What are his chances of doing well? But without us knowing the actual list,
maybe okay.
I'm just really curious to know who's in and who's out. Because, like, is it going to be Simonson? Is it going to be Jerry Robin? Is J-Rod in it? Is Hunter Schlosser in it? Like, who's on our list? You know, Clayson, you said Starling. I'm not really worried about the year because, you know, Starling's not having a great year. Like, Marshall's going to be on a 250, so at elevation, his start's not going to be great. Yeah, I assume Masterpool is probably in. Jeremy Hand. I'm just curious, like, where does he stack up in all of this? That was big. My biggest question is just like, what do we think his chances are?
I don't know, man. I have to log in for that. It's fucking annoying.
Because if you're telling me, because I think Mitchell might have made too many mains. I think his results in the main might put him over the limit of getting qualified or like being eligible.
I think so too. I don't think he's in.
So like, okay, so I'm just going to assume. I'm just going to assume Clayson, Jeremy Hand, Masterpool, Devin Simonson, Jerry Robin. I'm going to assume that's probably the select few. If that is the lineup, where do we think Kev stacks up in that? Because if that's like the 5 guys like that I can think of off the top of my head that like would be in, I mean, I don't really know where I put Kev in that whole thing. Like, I would love to say, oh yeah, man, Kev's gonna go out and get on the box, but man, if you're telling me that Clayson's in there, Jeremy Hand's in there, Devin Simonson's in there, Jerry Robbins in there, I'm not worried about Starling. No offense to Justin, I'm just not worried about him. I think that
he's having a rough year because of that rear shock.
Yeah. So I'm not really worried about Starling. Freddie's not in because he's made too many mains. I would assume he's not in.
I'm trying to get this list here. Hold on.
Okay. Great radio, guys. Sorry.
We're doing great.
We're doing great. We are awesome. Most of you probably already stopped watching by this point.
Probably. More than likely, but it's okay.
It's fine.
Continue to Twitter.
Do, 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 do.
What the fuck? Boom. Save password. Sweet. Continue. All right. Cool. Let's see here. Let's look up Pulp MX Show. Let's see. The man, the myth, the legend, Donnie Elmler. Sponsor deals.
Wow, this is awesome.
Danny Stevenson. Okay. Sweet.
No list.
I don't think so.
Boo.
It's somewhere here. Unless you think Steve... Did Steve put it on his own? Oh, Steve Mathis. Here we go. Let's see. Pro Circuit Philadelphia. Cheat sheets. Sean Brennan, best idea to promote Monster Jam and Supercross. Oh, God.
Nope. Don't even go down that rabbit hole.
Nice looking jacket. Zim is out at KTM as Sexton's wrench. He's replaced by Kyle, who I forgot his last name, but he's a good dude. Okay.
Thanks, Steve.
Come on. I cannot. Fuck. How do we not have any of these? The fuck is fucking happening?
We are great.
We're so good at this.
We are
so just killing time.
We are B-class bench racers. Local B riders.
Local B-class bench
Local
racers.
B-class bench racers. Look, man, if you can't find it in the next 5-10 seconds, it's not even worth it at this point.
Well, I'm scrolling here, but yep, nope, no luck there. Nope. Okay, I give up.
All right.
Well, okay. Who did we run through there?
So if I'm just thinking that if I'm taking off the rip of who would be qualified in, and me not even knowing what are the rules to get in, just how many mains people do. Clayson, Simonson, Jeremy Han, Jerry Robin, and then obviously said J Star, but he's not, and then yeah. Because Noren's made too many, right?
Probably. I think Kev gets top 5 out of those.
Okay.
I want to say. I don't know that he wins.
Yeah.
I don't know that he wins. I think that's a little... Because I think like Jerry beats him.
I think Jeremy Han definitely beats him.
I think Jeremy Han beats him.
Simonson's up and down.
Yeah, I don't know.
Clayson.
But I would say Clayson definitely beats him. But I'd say he's top 5.
That'd be good. What do you know? What's the payout for 5th?
No idea yet.
Oh,
they haven't
don't know
announced that yet
Oh.
because they'll sell tickets up until Monday night.
Okay.
Tomorrow night, probably through the end of the show, and then they'll wrap everything up, or they'll stop selling them at some point during the show tomorrow. I think usually because then by the end of the show they'll announce it.
Oh, okay.
So
Cool.
I'd love to put together something like that. Not a race per se, but
I assume they're going to have it back up on their YouTube channel on Friday.
it'll be streamed on Verb.
Yeah, so like last year, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So, and then the race replay will be on Pulp.
Cool.
So,
Nice.
So yeah. Anything else you want to touch on here now that we killed the last 5 minutes of me scrolling through Twitter?
Nope. Crazy we only have 2 rounds left, and then we got a week off, and then we're on to outdoors.
It's wild.
Fucking weird.
Just so everybody knows too, outdoor preview will be in the Salt Lake City wrap up. It will not be a separate show. I'll cut it and I'll post it the next week on Tuesday. But we are doing our outdoor preview the weekend there of the Salt Lake City wrap up.
And let's be honest, guys. Who wins? Not 450 class. Who wins the 250? 250.
Well,
I really hope Levi wins and RG gets second.
let me ask you this.
Okay.
What's the deal with Levi's ribs?
Well, apparently he broke some, but he also the next day did a 12-mile little warm-up ride.
Don't care about that because it's not at elevation.
I don't give a shit.
I think
yes, that part for sure. I'm just looking at the sense of if his ribs were so bad that he is not going to show up at all, he wouldn't have
I'm
even...
not saying not show up.
Oh, yeah.
I'm saying when you get to elevation and you're trying to breathe through that on top of having broken ribs.
Oh, I know. I've been in...
I don't know that goes that well. Maybe RJ.
I really hope that Levi wins and RJ gets second because then we have a winner take all because it's 3 points.
Good
So
call.
Winner take all.
Yeah.
Or at least Levi beats RJ enough by 3 points. He doesn't have to win, I guess.
Very ironic that this is the only title that's kind of coming down to the last round here, isn't it?
Dude, how... I don't remember the last time we have a legitimate winner take all in any of the classes.
Yeah.
Like, you beat the guy, you win the title.
Yep.
So that's what I hope. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, that'd be cool. So, all right, everybody. Well, that's been show 269. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Thanks to our sponsors, Complete Racing Solutions, 50 Grafx, TLR Coatings, Flo Racing, Gutterworks, Isaac Nelson Designs.
Especially if you're still watching the show.
Holster Co. Thanks to everybody who just watched through me
stupidest shit ever.
diddling through Twitter there for 5 minutes to try to get logged in and find a list.
On X.
We'll be back next week to wrap up, and you're in for the next 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So we'll be back next week to talk some Denver. Like I said, we'll have Kev back on. We'll talk privateer race that he's in, and then we'll get to the final round here quicker than we think. So thanks everybody for tuning in. See y'all next week.